back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code EXIT25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EXIT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EXIT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
SportsStar.com, San Antonio's Sports Center.
There was a fire at the Cowboys Hotel in Oxnard. A statement from the Dallas Cowboys read the fire emergency as one of the guest rooms at the team's hotel. The emergency was contained to one room that was empty at the time. Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones spoke yesterday regarding C.D. Lamb. He said promising talks continue, that he believes they will come together. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sport Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. This road work on 35 southbound O'Connor to Weidner is in the clearing stages, so you're going to notice a little bit of a delay from Chapel 1. On 90 eastbound at 36th Street, disabled vehicles are off to the shoulder. Loop 410 westbound Starcrest to Pier Vital, we've got some road work taking up the right lane. And I-10 upper level, westbound Poplar to Fulton, that's some ongoing road work. A bridge joint repair work underway, so we've got the road reduced to just one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA 8-time Sabre Traffic.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah! Good morning, everybody. Look at us. We're basically, I don't know, radio rich now. Hired a traffic person.
I know, man. That's fancy stuff.
I mean, I don't like to brag, but
And
yeah, we got it going on.
And was that Debbie Alcacer doing traffic?
That's right.
That's right.
Debbie, our newest employee here. Debbie, say hi to the people.
The
her mic's
lady.
off. Her mic's off. But yeah, Debbie is in, and she's
spent a lot of time listening to Debbie Alcacer over the years.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're a fan.
Yeah, I am.
Well, listen,
she's a legend in this city.
Well, we got a legend working directly for us, under us, even
around us.
We're able to tell her,
vicinity.
hey, read the traffic now,
and
she'll do it.
And the other thing is, it's a good reminder that people are stuck in traffic and their lives are sucky until they get to listen to us.
Yeah,
There's actually
yeah.
something going on out there, because when I come to work, I see like 3 cars, 4, maybe 5, mostly trucks and garbage trucks and delivery vans and us.
Yeah.
So it's good to know there's traffic out there.
It does exist.
Yeah.
It's out there. Debbie, thank you. And you're welcome. You're welcome to hang out in the studio if you want. Maybe you'll pick us up tacos on Friday. We'll see.
At the very least.
Debbie's mic doesn't work right now. She's just smiling and waving.
She's collating traffic data.
That's right. Putting it together. But good to have someone else on the team. Lovely. Look at it. We're growing.
Ever growing.
Expanding.
Our roster has expanded.
Oh my God. And Vic got a raise. Yeah.
Sure
so
did.
it's a good news for everybody. Vic's very, very wealthy now.
Yep.
Us not as much.
Oh, you got a raise?
Yeah, of course he did.
Of course I did. It's about time.
Rob,
was this merit-based or time-based?
No, Rob, this is theater of the mind. He didn't really get a raise. I'm just trying to make it seem like
I would like to think
we're a
that
big-time radio program. No, he didn't. Of course not.
Well, keep the tip jar in the booth then.
How the hell do you think we're paying
He's the
Debbie?
only producer that has a he's got a tip jar.
He took a pay cut. We got to pay Debbie.
That's
I have to resort to a tip jar.
So we have a tip jar for Debbie too?
No. Debbie is Debbie's well compensated.
Yeah, well,
but listen, there's rules.
So.
There's rules. Ask Samantha Ponder. There's rules.
Oh.
Men and women play by different rules around here. You're gonna fire me, huh?
You'll learn this one the hard
I'll
way.
show you.
Christian.
And
call the lawyers.
And she did.
Call the lawyers.
Just like when I made fun of her kid's name on the radio, and she had her lawyers call my radio station.
What's it? Wingspan? Banjo?
I forget what it had. Some stupid ass name. I said I don't even. She has 3 kids and they all have stupid names, and I don't even remember which one it was at the time. But
Sitten. That's the oldest one's named Sitten.
I don't know if that was the one.
Sitten Ponder?
Sitten Ponder. Yeah, it might be.
Like the city? Sitten?
No. Sitten.
Like
Sitton. Yeah.
Sitten
Pond.
Okay.
Ponder. You know.
I don't know. They all have dumb names. I made fun of one of them, and like it was either her or her people. Somebody called the radio station and like got after my boss and like she wanted me to come on the air and apologize. And I was like,
you know, this is one of those firings that everybody in the building was like, thank God that's
beat it, Karen. They got to pay her $1 million. Bye.
Now they got to, and then you have to deal with McAfee up there because he's in Indiana, right?
I think so.
He's in a gym in Indiana, so they have to deal with that tornado. You just got to deal with Stephen A. walking the halls.
Well, I mean, at least you can kind of understand with with a guy like McAfee, he's bringing in the most money now. You put up with whatever he's going to do. You're going to get from him.
And while we're on this thread, if you hadn't paid attention, Ponder was fired. She was the host of the NFL show. That sorry NFL show they do.
Sunday Countdown.
And now Mike Greenberg has cleared his Sunday schedule to go on with the rest of the 8 days a week that they need him for programming.
Well,
and he will now do Sunday Countdown.
The reason why is ESPN decided there's not enough Mike Greenberg.
Can there be enough?
Like,
That's really the
it's
question.
like you know what you guys need a little bit more of Mike Greenberg. It's like,
can you imagine?
They paid the problem with ESPN now is they've paid like 3 people.
That's it.
And they are going to force them to do every job.
Can you imagine the Jets coverage that we are going to have inflicted upon us for the next 18 weeks?
I was so glad when they quickly got out of the Stephen A. Smith does UFC coverage. I mean, it was so bad. He had no idea what he was talking about, but they were like, well, we're paying him.
Yeah.
We got to put him out there.
It
And it's
has
like,
to
dude,
work.
just let the guys who know what they're doing do this. They couldn't do it. They're like, we've got Stephen A. We're paying him X, and it's it's not like Stephen A. gets paid by the hour. Stephen A. You get your millions, and then you do whatever they ask you to do. And man, they just grind these guys into dust. And like you said, Greeny already does seems like everything.
He does the NBA. He does the daily radio show. He does Get Up, and now he'll do Sunday Countdown.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, he's making time for game day on Saturdays too.
Oh,
I think
is
they're
he?
going to squeeze him in?
God, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll be honest. I'm not like I'm not a Greeny guy. Like I'm not opposed to him, but I am starting to get a little greenied out.
I think that maybe ESPN's going to realize that. And
you know who this happened with was Chris Berman. When I was a kid, I loved Chris Berman.
Yeah.
But then it's like the shtick doesn't change, and they beat you down with it enough.
Yeah.
And it's like you can only hear back so many times before it's like, oh my God, please anyone else. Please, anyone else.
And he slowly devolved into a homeless person. Have you seen him lately?
No one circles the wagons.
I saw him at the Super Bowl, and the dude pays zero attention to personal appearance. I don't know how else things are going with him, but his personal appearance looks disheveled at best.
So more Greeny is the answer to whatever the question is. It's more Greeny.
I like him. I think he is the sorbet that is the great thing between courses.
I liked him when he was paired with Mike Golick because he was a good it was a yin and yang.
Yeah.
And
Mike and Mike in the morning. I watch that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's the preeminent morning radio show of sports history.
And I was more of a Golick guy because I'm a big dumb meathead, and he played the big dumb meathead, and it's like,
his son called into our show one time. And it's one of those where you're in kind of an inner industry kind of thing. He was out of a gig. He had just left. I forget what he had been doing. He had just left ESPN. He was about to start his vet gig, whatever.
Okay.
He jumped in. So there's a couple 6 weeks he called in, and on the
Was
caller
he living
ID,
here or
no. I think he was in Vegas at the time.
okay?
Or LA, wherever he was. But anyway, he was just had some time between gigs, so we had him on talking whatever. And when he called in, it was his mother's name.
Oh, okay.
He's still on his parents'
Oh, well, yeah.
cell phone plan.
That's not surprising.
Oh, we didn't talk sports. All I could do was like, bro, come on,
Dude,
man. Come
listen,
on.
man. My brother is in his 30s, and about 4 or 5 years ago, when I took over my dad's like his financials and all that stuff, I'm like, I said, dude, what are we doing?
I'm still paying my kids, so I have nothing to
He's
say.
25 years old. He was on my dad's insurance. He was on my dad's cell phone. It's like, bro, you're a grown ass man.
I don't blame the kid.
Like
I don't blame the kid. Don't blame your brother. That's all on you. I blame myself for. I still have my kids on my cell phone.
Mind you, my dad he was like diminishing capacity. I had to take over his finances. Like,
who do you think you're talking to? I am diminished capacity.
Oh, Rob, back yesterday. How's the strep? Are you feeling? Are you up to 100%?
From the neck up, man? I'm far better than I was. Yesterday's kind of a fever dream still, but yeah, today I woke up feeling as normal as possible. Unfortunately, my right foot is now purple. So,
is it bad enough you're going to go to the doctor?
My wife's like, you're a Thompson. You guys just rub dirt on it and carry on. What is the doctor going to do? Hey, look, it looks broke.
I mean, if it's broken, he's gonna put a splint on it and set it, and maybe put you in a DAC boot.
At this point, wherever the broke landed, the broke is staying. I mean, if it needed to be reset, we'd have to re-break, I'm afraid. And I ain't going through that.
Oh, no.
This little piggy's just gonna lay over on its side.
And it's just your pinky toe
it's
anyway.
My
big
pinky
deal.
toe, and it's kind of facing a little inward, kind of sideways. It's not
better
where it
in
was.
than out.
That's what I'm saying. So
because if it's out and you're ever in an aisle seat on the airplane, the cart might hit it.
It'll roll. No, this one, it looks like the little piggy decided he just kind of gave up, and he's kind of purple and all swollen. That's what she said.
I saw it yesterday.
He's just kind of rolled over on its side, like, well, it's been a good one. I gave it all I had, and you've beaten me into submission. I quit.
It looks like the game Whack-A-Mole, like you stuck your pinky toe through a hole and it got hit with a hammer and then went back in, and it was like,
the discoloration, because it's on my foot. Anytime you roll your ankle, you look down there and it's freaking purple.
Yeah.
And now think of your toe and my foot. It is gruesome, man.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, you have ugly feet to begin with.
I have the worst feet. I have like one. I have bad feet.
I think basketball players, that's kind of a thing.
I guess. I don't know, man. When I was playing basketball, I forget, I was younger, and I had ingrown toenails.
Ugh.
And it was really bad, like infected, gross. So my coach took me to a foot doctor, and in the doctor's office, and I'm still in like basketball uniform. The dude just shoots up my toe with these like whatever and cuts my toenail, my big toenails, to like both of my big toenails are like 3 centimeters wide. He was well, you'll never have ingrown toenails again. So he gave me what looked like little cat talons on my big toes that I've had most of my life. So I've hidden my feet from everybody my entire life.
Really? So my old co-host used to get mad at me because I moved to Houston from Austin, and in Austin, for about 10 months a year, you wear flip-flops.
I would love to be a flip-flop dude. I just can't, man. My whole life my feet are terrible.
Why don't you go to get a pedicure?
See, no, I wouldn't inflict that on anybody. I'd like to be like Minix goes, and I'm like, dude, no.
They get good money to do that job.
It's not that.
Yeah,
it's come to a point that, my feet have not been touched by another living soul since my wife and I first met. And even now she's like, I'm not getting close. Thank goodness. I'm not getting, I'm tall. I don't have to see my feet very often.
So my co-host, he was like, dude, you got to stop wearing flip-flops. And I was like, what? My feet are fine. I don't have any, I don't have like these disgusting.
I have a phobia. It's probably far beyond what I'm saying, but I can't.
One time I saw his feet, and RIP, by the way. But I saw his feet, and I was like, oh, my God, now I know why you don't like people to have their feet out, because his are disgusting.
Oh, mine are awful.
Oh, man.
He had like the, how there's some kind of fungus you get that makes your toenails real thick. And
I have
like,
one of those.
Like, you
Yeah,
have one of those?
I have a toe like that.
Oh, is it
We
your
call
big toe?
It's my rotten toe, yes.
Is it
so that one
is it the
little
big
thin
toe?
No, I'll show it to you in the break. It's gonna.
Oh, I don't want to see it.
you
It's the
want to.
grossest.
It is. It's gross.
It's like having a corn tooth on your toes.
Well, then add the fact that I have that on a little skinny nail. So it looks like the little candy corn that you get on Halloween.
Can't you take like some
Stuck on top
antibiotics
of
or
my-
something and it'll get I don't. That's vile.
So there's a reason why I've worn socks my entire. I'll wear socks till I get in the pool.
Do you wear like when you wear sandals or something? Do you wear socks?
Well, Exhibit A.
Oh no!
For those, but I'm having.
And those are closed-toed.
Well, that's because I don't own anything open-toe because I don't want to inflict anybody with these feet because these feet, these feet are more like talons. They've gone beyond. I don't think I could hang from a branch now, but in the younger days,
Damn.
But see, I'm wearing my Birks because for those that are
I bet those stink.
Yeah. What the hell would you expect?
Yeah. Ugh. Your poor wife. No wonder she's always mad at you.
Stays mad at me.
I
have
too.
to be extra special good because the physical part of me is just nothing to be proud of.
I think that's what you.
The smells and the sounds that come out of my body now. And here's the other thing that happened to me yesterday. I'm in the drive-through line to go pick up some food because I'm trying to kiss up to my wife. And I look over to pay in the drive-through line, and on my arm, midway up, I have an arm hair that's like 5 inches long, like blowing in the wind. I thought it was a spider
like just
web.
a Lucy,
like a random hair in the middle of my arm that had grown. It was like this long. I don't know how I'd never noticed it before.
And did you pluck it?
Of course, I plucked it.
Was it gray?
It was, yeah.
It was gray, right?
Yeah, it was
Long
a
gray
gray, gigantic, like head hair.
That's wild.
Growing out of the middle of my arm.
Now, here's my question is, if you're trying to kiss up to your wife, why'd you drive through somewhere? Why didn't you go?
She wanted canes.
Okay.
I'd do what I'm asked.
Okay.
I wasn't opposed to canes.
Okay.
So I went to canes.
Well,
but
good job.
I literally reached out and I thought, oh, a spider web has landed on my arm.
Did you, here's what I would do. I think this would be fun. Let's try an experiment tonight. When you get home,
okay,
say, honey, my toe is hurting me really bad. Can you rub like
butter on it?
Just like I don't know. It probably won't help, but like just say like icy hot. Say I need some icy hot on my toe.
She's been kind of, because it looks so bad. She's been kind of like, should we put ice on it? And I'm like, the idea of putting ice onto my foot is about like, hey, you want to chew on some tinfoil? No, that sounds just about as awful as you can get.
I don't understand how you can just go around with your feet like that and all beat up and like with a gross toe and just not get it fixed.
What do you mean by fixed?
No, there is. You can't like.
Oh, you mean like
your corn tooth toe?
Oh,
like why don't you get that fixed?
For why? For who?
For yourself. For some self-respect.
I'm 57 years old. 50. I'm about to be 58. It's over. My feet are my feet.
Man.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you're not going to pretty up these feet. I mean, there's nothing. It would be lipstick on a pig. Okay, so I fixed that fingernail or that toenail. The rest of the feet, that we're just talking about a small acre on what is an open field of gross.
That's all right, though. At least take care of that one. Do some maintenance.
What? And you know what? It might be worth it just for the chancla part of it.
It might be.
But then, even though it's fixed, I still have.
You got this new toe issue.
I got this
already.
whole other toe that's going to be like hanging off to the side, like just kind of flopping there.
That's true.
All right, just like tape it.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the Cowboys catching on fire. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Hey, Reverend Charles, will you give him direction to the church down in Miami?
You just turn right on the service road, go about 4 miles, and there's a big chicken statue. That's RuPaul's House of Chicken. They advertise on local TV in Miami. RuPaul would hold the box of chicken and say, "Honey, eat my chicken."
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
After a total renovation of their greens, Olympia Hills invites you to their grand relaunch event the weekend of September 13th. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that's been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Follow on social media for updates and witness the transformation of your favorite course. Discover premier golfing in Bexar County with the grand relaunch the weekend of September 13th. Book your tee time now at olympiahillsgolf.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle for my friends at Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. You know, summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Our hot Texas sun pounding down can degrade and age your roof. So for residential or commercial service, you need a reliable roofer you can trust and afford. That's Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net or call them at 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ziprecruiter.com/free.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. The Dallas Cowboys, the hotel caught on fire.
The hottest thing that's happened in Oxnard in years.
That's right, baby. They're the River Ridge Residence Inn caught on fire. This is there's no injuries that happened, luckily, but the Cowboys there's nobody who doesn't work for the Cowboys that stays at this hotel. They take over the entire hotel during their stay there. And they've got their last practice today.
They're going home.
And then they're going home on Thursday.
So
they're going home tomorrow.
And what they've told us is no one was in the room. They didn't tell us if it was unoccupied, as it was a
It
player.
was empty at the time.
At the time was the statement we got.
Yeah.
So
how does that happen?
You know,
I mean, I guess like you leave the coffee pot plugged in, or you leave a marijuana cigarette on your bedspread.
I'm not sure. Although we had on good authority that at least one. Anyway, I'm not sure that you never know.
I don't know how.
It's funny how it happens just 2 days prior to exit. I'm just saying it. Boys will be boys. It feels like.
Yeah, but it's odd that
I wonder what
the room was empty at the time. Sure, it was. It was empty because the dude left the room after it caught on fire.
Was there like a backpack of fireworks in there, or
if my room caught on fire, guess what I'd do? Leave.
Just run out. Was it occupied? Well, it was initially.
I mean, when the fire really was going, there was nobody in there.
Now it's unoccupied, and
lost
my
on
PlayStation.
Fire,
but not a good sign. They did stay out longer than normal this year.
Oh, this is not the usual.
Normally they spend 1 week more in Frisco, but it's like 117 there this week. So I think they decided. That had been decided long before.
Yeah,
McCarthy just loves it out there. I mean, I get it.
You're kind of. I mean, the fact that you've got all your players, coaches, front office, supports, everybody's in one building. You don't have to let's face it, it's hard to get in trouble in that town of Oxnard.
It really is.
I mean,
it's try hard.
There's not a whole lot to do, but also there's not a whole lot to do.
No, not a thriving nightlife.
So that's a good thing. So it can be boring, but which is a negative, but also a positive, I would think.
Yeah, but can you imagine? You've been there now, because it feels like a long time since we were there. It's been a couple of weeks. They're still there.
Yeah.
The practical jokes that would be going on, the things that I would be doing by this point,
lighting my room on fire. You would do that?
Maybe not mine, but somebody else's. I mean, to this point, there's people in that vicinity that you hate by now.
Yeah.
That you literally every time you see this dude,
you would have lit Minix's room on fire.
Well, I don't know what I would do. But by this point, things would be exploding, and there'd be water, and everything possible. By this
it's a
point,
lot
just to get through the day.
Yeah,
you'd be peeing on the plastic over your toilet. You'd be dealing with icy hot and strange places.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be that kind of stuff.
Well, they've got their last padded practice today. They've got a walkthrough and an autograph session for the camp volunteers, and then
those are good folks.
One more sleep, and then they wake up tomorrow and they'll head down to Frisco. And then they'll play the Chargers game at AT&T Stadium. I wonder if it's because of that. Like you said, they're out there longer than usual. I wonder if it's because they had a game against the Rams out there. Why leave?
Yeah, that makes a little bit of sense.
And then get in there on Saturday before their last preseason game.
I'll tell you what, the usual suspects. Of course, we're playing the Chargers. Of course, we played the Raiders. Of course, we've been practicing against the Rams. I mean, it's a de rigueur every year kind of thing.
Yeah, is that? Do they play the same few teams? It feels like that
it's
way.
Always the Raiders, Chargers, and Rams. West Coast practice, ease entry out.
It's almost like a spring training. That's why they put all those teams in big groups. But it's a convenient setup, is what it is.
Yeah, and I don't blame him for not wanting to go. But if I had been a player, this time to go home.
Yeah.
And I don't, to the point where a fire, you're like, of course there was a fire. I think McCarthy's like, I'm surprised it's been taking this long before something weird happened.
But it's almost like boot camp, where it's,
yeah.
If you got to get up and you got to be on a schedule and you got to work out at X time, it's a lot easier to just. When you're at home, there's a lot more distractions.
You're right. And time flies when you're inside the bubble.
Yeah.
You're right. And it does pass. It does feel very much like boot because it's about as long.
And also it's like, okay, I got to wake up and do this. And it's like, okay, what else am I going to do?
Right.
It's not like I'm going to sit here and I'm sure I say that I'm sure these guys have their PlayStations and whatever else in their rooms. Like they're probably well stocked. But it's a little easier to do when you don't have your normal luxuries of home. It's
yeah, exactly. And especially, the older you get, the more longevity you have there and the less concern about losing your gig. Those are the guys with PlayStations. The rookies, the ones that are truly gamers.
They got playbooks.
They got playbooks and iPads, man. They are not watching that. So that's the other reason, man, I got to get home because they've been here pretty much the entirety of NCAA football. They had, everybody I know has already got their guys. They're already playing, and all these guys have been in training camp. They haven't even been able to begin.
They're way behind on their dynasty.
Man. Yes.
All right. When we come back, Jeff Traylor talks about the quarterback of the Road Runners. We'll hear from him next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Right now, Twin Peaks, all 4 locations are tidying up in their closed down hours, preparing for what will be a full and exciting day. When you go over to Twin Peaks in the summer, it is chock full of goodness. If you haven't taken advantage of their late night flatbreads, you need to head over to Twin Peaks because things coming out of their kitchen are always spectacular, but it's always timing that matters. And when they bring out those hand stretched flatbreads coming out hot and ready for you to eat on those evenings out, there's no better place than a late night at Twin Peaks. They're a steal. They're great. They're cheap and they're fun. $8, you get them from 10 to close. Go get yourself some flatbread. That's going on for the foreseeable future. Enjoy it. If you're a fantasy football commissioner, you haven't had your draft, you're running out of time, looking for a spot, call the closest Twin Peaks to you. They got the entire hookup for you. There's a $50 bonus for the commish. Everybody gets a $5 bonus card while they're there. Visit twinpeaksrestaurants.com/fantasy draft for all the deets. You're running out of time. They got the space for you. Twin Peaks 4 locations. Eats are always spectacular. Go find yourself a fine meal. The drinks made by a mixologist all month long. The rare bourbons are running on through. Go have yourself one of those fine top shelf bourbons that only the good folks are drinking, and head over all your Twin Peaks for all your chasing. But, I go for those scenic views.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we try to interpret what Jerry Jones means when it comes to C.D. Lamb, Dak Prescott, et cetera, et cetera. RJ Ochoa may know a thing or two.
Yeah, we'll have RJ go through the word salad from Jerry Jones yesterday talking about these contracts as the Cowboys do get ready for the final preseason game and their final day in Oxnard. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. Because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
Jane, I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
Or being a dog person and a cat person.
Who wants a treat? Who's a good boy?
Or like being an extrovert and an introvert.
Woo! This is so fun! I can't wait to go home.
At T-Mobile, you don't have to choose. You can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how much you can save with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, when you switch, you can keep your phone and we'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device, credit, service, and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, I'm Jason Hansen, a former CIA officer. In these uncertain times, with rising geopolitical tensions and skyrocketing inflation, protecting your financial future is crucial. That's why I trust Advantage Gold for all my precious metal investments. They're the only company I buy from, period. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 for a 100% free gold guide. See exactly how gold can safeguard your wealth. Again, call 800-900-8000 today.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance maker. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Individuals and businesses with
with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Reinagle from The Blitz. I cannot tell you how happy I am with my brand new Connecticut quality water softener. Had it in my house now for about 2 weeks, and the difference it is making is just unbelievable. You know, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America. And you live in San Antonio in South Texas, a water softener, it's a must. And Connecticut is the absolute best. Up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Simple design, fewer moving parts. And in fact, you don't plug it in. No plug-in at all. It does not run on electricity. It only works when you need it to work. And right now, if you've been thinking about a Connecticut quality water softener in your home, Connecticut is going to let you try one for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. All you have to do is give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. You stop running because your feet always hurt. That's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. For the most part, in good shape right now. Traffic volume still light. All our major freeway systems looking good. We do have a stall, I-10, lower level southbound North Frio Street. It's a stall that's off to the shoulder, so main lanes are getting by. On a 35 southbound, the connector to get onto westbound 1604. Looks like that entry is blocked, so we noticed delays from right around FM 1518. And on 410 Frontage Road, northbound Ray Ellison, that stall is clear. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, we were talking about that Greeny thing and how Samantha Ponder got fired for her, and RG3 both got let go for budgetary reasons.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But they had to pay her full $1 million anyway.
Well, that's why you sign a contract.
How's that a budgetary reason then? You can't say I'm letting you go for budget reasons and then paying you the rest of your your remaining contract.
Well, it's kind of like when a coach doesn't quite get fired, but does, and they say, well, I'm just taking some time off to be with my family.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. And there's, I guess people online are bitching that Laura Rutledge got passed over. She's been like, I guess, kind of the gal waiting to be, and they thought it was her time, but no, it's Greeny.
College. She's a college type to me.
More Greeny. We need more Greeny.
Oh, but see, there is a job there for someone just about to graduate from college.
You know what's going to happen? Because ESPN is going to have a Super Bowl in the next couple years. Mm-hmm. I think it's 2027. They're going to put Mike Greenberg on the call of the Super Bowl.
They're running out of, yeah, I don't know who else they'd choose.
Ugh.
They do have Joe Buck and Troy, just in case.
Okay.
Doing Monday night, right?
Yeah.
But Greeny, nah.
I don't know.
Greeny has got to be very careful now, You start spreading that mayonnaise thin, people forget.
Dude, it's been thin.
We're making it even more, you know?
A man in Providence is in the hospital, Rob. Broken jaw.
Providence, Rhode Island?
Yeah. He was at a bar called Deadbeats Bar. And 3 men started a fight with him. Why? Because of the song he picked on the jukebox.
Well, sometimes.
And I started thinking about this, and we'll get to what the song was here shortly. When we got to that, what's the crappy bar in Oxnard that you like to go to?
I cannot believe it fell out of my brain.
I don't, whatever the crummy bar that we went
Rusty Toe.
No. we go to this bar, and on the way there, Minix is like, we're talking. I don't know how we got into this, but we're talking about Madonna songs, and I was talking about that my favorite Madonna song is "Like a Prayer." I said I don't even like Madonna, but "Like a Prayer" is like one of the best songs ever. Yeah. It's catchy. It's a banger. It's what the kids would call a banger.
Rudder Room.
The Rudder Room. And when we get to the Rudder Room, Minix puts a couple bucks in the jukebox, and "Like a Prayer" plays like 4 times in a row. And I'm like, I bet somebody's going to come beat Minix's ass. I was happy about it. I'll listen to "Like a Prayer" on repeat all day. Yeah. But I was like, somebody's going to come whoop his ass. Well, apparently the song that this guy played a couple times, and he got beat. They drug him outside. They began assaulting him. He told police he lost consciousness. He thought his jaw might be broken. He had a cut on his chin, severe swelling on the side of his face. He was taken to a hospital in Rhode Island. Apparently, he played "Don't Stop Believing" 3 times in a row. Is the
you're rocking to some Journey?
The same song though, 3 times in a row. I could see
still Journey.
I don't know if
how does that breed violence?
I don't know if you whoop somebody's ass over it, but
it's not like freeform jazz. It's not Fish.
Well, 3 times in a row. I that's why I say be careful. Be careful in playing the song back to back.
Like it was playing something truly horrible, like Dave Matthews. I mean, that'll cause me to that'll drive me to violence.
Yeah. Crash. Ugh, gross. All right. In the 7:00 hour, we're gonna give away future tickets. Like, not tickets to the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
But,
can I get a pair of those?
But to the concert featuring Future. We'll have those in the 7:00 hour. Future's playing the Frost Center with Metro Boomin. Metro PCS Boomin. Sounds like a Metro Boomin. Sounds like a cell phone commercial.
You got the booming.
Oh, my Metro's booming. But we'll give those away in the 7:00 hour. I think we'll give them away on the Brigade Bar because we're due to give the YouTubers some love.
It's their turn.
Yeah, Vic hates them, but I'm like, man, we got to give them. We got to throw them a bone every once in a while. Rob showed him his toe yesterday,
and these poor people still talk about their toes.
That was
sorry,
gross.
We'll change the subject. That's bad.
I totally forgot when I got into this segment that we were going to talk about Jeff Traylor.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at radio teases. I'll try and be better.
It was a forward tease.
And when I said that at the end of last segment, I said we're going to talk about Jeff Traylor and the starting quarterback. What I meant was we're going to do that before 7:00, and we are.
Okay.
On the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Right now, the good folks over at Tri-County Meat Market are already up and at work, making sure they've got every slice of beef you're looking to hit. Maybe it's pork. Maybe you're looking for some chicken. Maybe it's goat. You can find that there as well. Tri-County Meat Market's got 2 locations here in San Antonio. Curated meat at its finest. A great meal always starts with great meal coming from Tri-County at my house. It should be for you, too. So head over this week and take advantage of the specials. They've got them every week. It's on steaks. It's what you're chasing, and they've got it stacked deep. And it always starts at prime, which I appreciate. We're talking about a cut of meat that you're not even going to find in your box stores. They start at the very best and work their way up. Akaushi Wagyu, that's part of the conversation when you walk into Tri-County, but that's not all they've got. They've prepared the meats for you. They do a dry and a wet sausage like you're going to find nowhere else in the world. It is a local recipe that you can truly taste South Texas in that wet sausage. I don't leave without it. And I also don't leave Tri-County without a bag full of my 5 for $25. Best deal in San Antonio, 5 items in a bag. You walk out for $25. I promise you, there's 2 meals in that bag when you get home. Tri-County Meat Market, both locations waiting on you. Don't leave without getting on their email list so you know all the specials that are coming. A great meal starts with great meat over at Tri-County. Go over there today, put some good meat on the grill, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
94.1.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at tsaog.com.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. When you apply to University of Maryland Global Campus by August 29th, you'll pay no application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Get your app fee waived through August 29th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve the A+ service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 885-898-M16004.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB today.
Did you know that My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union does more?
My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union pays you up to 2 days early, gives you identity protection, pays you shopping rewards, travel and dining discounts, cell phone protection, and more.
Get all the advantages of My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union. Open your account today.
Member eligibility requirements apply. For complete terms and conditions, visit mygenfcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're off to a rousing start this morning. Rousing. It's a weird word.
It is for a midweek. It's hard to be roused on a Wednesday.
It's like for you, it's like
it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
But my body feels suddenly like it's Wednesday. You know what I mean? Because you start talking about Friday, so you start counting down right about now.
Yeah. And someone talked about Greeny is like Minix, just takes all these days off, so he doesn't work that much.
Well, that is true.
Minix does have unlimited vacation time, it seems.
He's been here longer than anybody else in the building. So
I mean, yeah, good for him, I guess. I'm a workhorse. I'm here to work. Rob been trying to tell me to go home and see my family.
I'm telling you.
Nope.
Well, I'm trying to build something, baby. I'm trying to lay a foundation, Vic.
Yeah.
That way, you
can't do it if you're on vacation.
That way, you've got a job until your other kidney gives out. And, when it does, I'm trying. I want us to. I'm looking forward to your memorial show. Honestly, like we're gonna say such good stuff about you, and like,
oh man,
go write your own.
Man.
Will you do us a favor and write your obit?
Yeah. Tell us some stuff about you, because since we don't really know you, we don't talk to you off the air. Just like make sure you leave some notes, like some stuff you like.
I will.
Any specific music.
You got a wife, kids, you got family, like
catering.
Jeff Traylor.
He's got a wife and kids.
Does he?
Yeah.
I haven't asked him. I don't know. But Jeff Traylor's, what he doesn't have is an 8th year of Frank Harris playing quarterback.
Oh man, we tried to get those rules.
Damn
changed.
Rules. Literally 7 years.
Good work if you can get it. They only got paid for 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
And anything else is legal now anyway.
But the big question is, Rom, well, I asked Jim Harbaugh if everything else is legal. Apparently it's not. He's got to run away from it. Jim Harbaugh suspended for 3 games if he ever sets foot back in the Big Ten.
Goes any stadium at all. He's
That's
not
right.
allowed admittance or popcorn.
You'll be in big trouble. You come back to college football, pal. But Jeff Traylor, the big question is, who's going to start at quarterback for the Runners? Here's what Jeff had to say. Do we call him Jeff or Coach Traylor?
I call a man who's earned the title Coach.
Okay. Well, here's what Coach Jeff,
if he was coaching 8-year-olds.
Coach Traylor had to say.
Coach Jeff's got
at the Kennesaw game on that very first drive, when they run out there, you'll go, hey, there's a starting quarterback. We're going to keep rotating 1s and 2s. We play so many players, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I know some of you guys love that we do that, and some of you guys hate that we do that. But we play a lot of people. So we try to rotate 10 offensive linemen in a game. We try to rotate 8 receivers, 3 running backs, 4 tight ends. And so it doesn't really matter if you're going with the 1s or 2s with us, because we play so many kids interchangeably.
Yeah.
I understand. There's pluses and minuses to everybody's system. That's just the system we believe in.
The way I look at it, they got themselves 100 starters. They just got to figure out which 11 they're going to throw on the field every day.
That's it.
I got me 100 starters. Every one of them worthy of time and play.
I mean, that's really optimistic.
Word salad, what that was.
That is very optimistic.
I won ones, one with 3s, 3s with 1s. Hell, I don't even know. It's just the first 11 out on the field get to play. They're all that good.
So basically didn't tell us who's going to start at quarterback. We'll know when the Kennesaw game starts. Can't wait for that.
So we've got this is not on the level of Texas, where if yours stumbles even a little bit, there's going to be a bunch of people ready to see a young Manning step on the field. I mean, there's a very fine line. This is a difference in styles. When we're talking about Eddie Lee Marburger and McCown,
they're two very, very different players.
Kinds of quarterbacks. Marburger's a gunslinger, baby. He's South Texas royalty out of Mission. Sherryland High School, threw for 1,000,000 yards. I mean, he's a gunslinger. I like the way he plays, though. You have him out there, you're going to give it to him once or twice a game, but that's a sacrifice until he grows into it. McCown's a much more different quarterback. It's going to be interesting to see the mentality of Traylor's offense by the quarterback that he rolls through. I don't buy that. He's got an idea who's going to play. He's going to see who kind of, withstands the pressure of being a starting quarterback, because neither one of them's dealt with it for any long period of time. But I think he knows who it's going to be.
I think he does too. Yeah. I think he's just trying to listen. If you've got to play coy and you've got to be sneaky against Kennesaw State,
he ain't sneaking around for Kennesaw. This is for his team. He wants everybody kind of focused on
dialed
the job.
in.
Yeah, but I get the sense that he would like it to be McCown. But Marburger's such a gunslinger. He opens some parts of the offense that maybe McCown ain't ready or capable of. That's my sense. And, I don't know what I would go with if I was coach, because I do like the idea of the threat. But then there's the negative side of a quarterback that'll sling it one too many times, and you don't want to give it up too much. And Traylor's got to start fast. Over the last couple of years, September's not been good to them. Some of it's you're scheduling big-time guys, big-time teams. But they always finish stronger than they start for whatever reason, despite some injury issues. So it would behoove them to get going early so they don't have to walk such a fine line as they head toward bowl season.
Well, and they're bowl season. They're one of the teams that's in the mix for a playoff spot from the G5. They'll have a couple. You say get off to an early start. The problem is, arguably, their two toughest games at Texas State and at Texas are damn near right out of the gate.
That Texas State game should be nationally televised.
That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a shootout.
We should go to that game.
It might be worth it.
All right. Hour number 2 coming up. Future ticks, and we'll hear from Mike McCarthy. Talk some CeeDee Lamb. All that and more. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circusports.com for details.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Raw Vitamin, highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. When you apply to University of Maryland Global Campus by August 29th, you'll pay no application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Get your app fee waived through August 29th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We are coming up on the best time of the year. Football season is right around the corner. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Now is the time to get ready for Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. Join in and you too could win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I love playing the Pick'em game. Won a lot of money last football season and plan on making more this year. Making picks on Underdog is simple, easier to get started. Go to their mobile app or to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got some road work on 35 that's causing delays. Southbound, that connector to get onto westbound 1604. That connector ramp closed with road work northbound side as well. Highway 90 eastbound 211 over to Hunt Lane should take you about 15 minutes or so. 1604 southbound at Shanefield, getting reports of a stall blocking the median and a crash at Evers at Wurzbach. And Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
There was a fire at the Cowboys Hotel in Oxnard. A statement from the Dallas Cowboys read the fire emergency as one of the guest rooms at the team's hotel. The emergency was contained to one room that was empty at the time. Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones spoke yesterday regarding CeeDee Lamb. He said promising talks continue, that he believes they will come together. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dude, I was just I was like, oh, I'll look and see what kind of tickets are available for that UTSA Texas State game.
Fill the place, man. Oh, that's in San Marcos.
In San Marcos.
Ooh, boy, that's gonna be a good one.
They have a lot of I was like, why can't I click on this section? It's general admission. Like there's I guess the lower level is reserve seating.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it's like you get a ticket, you come in and you sit where you get in where you fit in.
It's kind of like that at A&M.
Is it really?
Section. Well, the way it works is the seniors pull first, and they get in the lower. By the time you're the freshman, it's GA.
They get in first, or they have
they have seats available,
but they're assigned, right? The seats are assigned.
But by the time you're pulling freshmen, they're really not assigned. You're just getting in and standing way up high.
Okay. Yeah, that's unique to me.
And a couple years ago, and it's been a few, I'd say 4 years ago, we did a lot of work with Texas State, different coach at the time. They were terrible. I went up and did a pregame kind of activation. And when pregame was done, everybody left. Nobody went to the game.
Really?
I mean, they ended up, they were playing like Georgia State. And I think Georgia State at the time might've been a national champion. So they got run out of the gym. I don't remember what the final was, but I was, we had this great pregame. It was fun. Everything, let's go. And we go back in and everything's over and everybody left.
Wow.
Different time now at Texas State. They're actually winning and they're good.
Yeah. Was this like 2016?
Yeah, this is 2016,
like Everett
17.
Withers.
It was Coach Withers.
Yeah.
We used to have him on the weekly.
Yeah, they've come a long way. Jake Spavital didn't quite work out for him. but
GJ Kinney has.
It looks like they got something there with GJ Kinney. So I'm excited for that game. That's going to be a fun game between Texas State and UTSA. So all right, the Dallas Cowboys, the latest with them. I wanted to play this sound. There's a couple pieces of audio I wanted to play regarding CeeDee Lamb, and I'll start with Adam Schefter, who was on with Pat McAfee. Here's what Schefty had to say about the CeeDee Lamb situation.
Look, those are the three real big questions right now. Brandon Ayuk, CeeDee Lamb, and Jamar Chase. Now, CeeDee Lamb, again, I think the two sides aren't that far apart on a deal. I don't think it should be that difficult, but again, it's Monday, August 20th. He's still not there, still hasn't gone through camp, so this has not gone the way that everybody expected. But my understanding is the two sides aren't all that far apart, and somehow, some way, I and others believe that they will figure out a way to bridge their differences so that CeeDee Lamb will be there for week one. Now, the question becomes, okay, he's there for week one, but he didn't go through training camp. His conditioning level won't be exactly what you want it to be. Are you at risk for some type of muscle strain, which you hope doesn't happen? But this is what comes along with sitting out time during training camp. But I still think that they find a way to figure that out. CeeDee Lamb's got 1 year left in his contract. Dallas has wanted to pay him. Brandon Ayuk has got 1 year left on his contract. San Francisco wants to pay him. And that's where the difference comes in with Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we might as well play that too, since he's talking about Jamar Chase. Here's the Jamar Chase side of it.
Right now, this is the one that to me remains the most mysterious because unlike Brandon Ayuk and CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase has 2 years left on his contract, not one, like those other players. And we've already heard the Bengals president, Mike Brown, come out and sort of wait to do this deal. Now, I think Cincinnati still will push to get this deal done. But from my understanding, there hasn't been a whole lot of progress. And if there's not a whole lot of progress, you wonder what's next. Now, Chad Ochocinco, the former Bengals great wide receiver, said over the weekend, he thinks the two sides will figure out a deal this week. But he also added that if the two sides can't get a deal done, he does not believe that Jamar Chase will step foot on a football field again until he has a new contract. And I think there are other people around the league who feel the same way about that particular situation that I think has flown a little bit under the radar.
That would shock me, by the way, if Jamar Chase didn't get on the football field.
He's got 2 years left on his deal.
Dude,
you're pushing the limits.
I'll be honest, Jamar. Why do you want to get paid right now?
Well,
wait.
Okay, so listen, that's something I do think we need to keep in mind here, that while we continue to stay mad at Jerry, that Jerry, get this done, why haven't you paid him? We know what the dollar values are. Well, maybe, just maybe, CeeDee Lamb also knows the situation and would like to see Jamar sign. Like, I'm not going to sign anything because I know the
He's
moment
trying to get into the future a little bit.
Let Cincinnati deal with the Jamar problem. And once they do, and hopefully he's right, or at least CD hopes that Ochocinco's right, that a deal is imminent. Because if it is, CD gets a raise. So why? I'm in no rush. I know that week one is still, 2 weeks away?
Yep.
3 weeks away, whatever the time frame is. I know the moment I walk in, they're going to hand me a jersey and I'm starting.
Yeah.
Now, and we'll talk with Dr. Garrett later about the opportunity for more injuries for not practicing if he was to start out like Shefty just brought up. But I think let's not stay mad at Jerry for all of this. Now, I'm mad at him for getting here.
Right.
But right now, CD's got all the cards. Why do I need to sign today? What's the difference between today and tomorrow? You can waive the fines, so the fines are going to go away. And my only true deadline is losing a game check, and that's 3 weeks away.
Right.
And if in that meantime Chase signs and I get a $4 million a year raise out of this, yeah, I'll wait.
It seems logical to me. And when you say mad at Jerry, it's like my biggest frustration is that Jerry let it get to this point, late in the process.
And he deserves every bit. But see, how late in the process is he with CD? Now, the Dak thing, that's different.
Yeah.
But CD still has contract, and, we knew it was coming, but it ain't the end of the world here. Dak walks away, in the league year. CD doesn't. And there's always the franchise.
But if I'm Jamar Chase, I play this year and I wait until next year to get, $40 million.
I can see if I was Dak or a quarterback, because there's a lot of guys' jobs out there to protect you. You know what I mean? There's other guys that have to watch your back so they get paid. If you're a wide receiver, you don't got a whole lot of guys protecting you. You get your money when you can, because going across the middle is still going across the middle.
And you also, you also play with a quarterback who's got an injury history. And if you don't want to go into a negotiating year off of a year that Joe Burrow was missing half of it or whatever. I don't think anybody questions how good Jamar Chase is. Jamar Chase is he's a top 5 guy. I don't think anybody can make a top 5 wide receiver list without him.
Yeah, and there's one other variable here is they're dealing with what is perceived to be the cheapest franchise in football.
It's true,
Cincinnati. So you throw all those in. Although I think Jerry's making a run for what's his name, Brown. Is that Mike Brown that owns the Bengals?
Yeah.
Making a run for Brown's reputation as the cheapest owner in sports.
Well, remember, they are already in a situation with T. Higgins where
yeah, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. He's leaving.
Yeah, he's done. Like he's on the franchise this year. He's not. I don't think anybody in Cincinnati thinks he might be back next year. I think it's a given. They're like, we're going for it this year, but there's no, if you play well this year, we'll pay you.
Can't afford you.
No. Which is funny because maybe that's what Jamar Chase is seeing, because if let's say Jamar Chase had some tragic injury this season, the Bengals can go, you know what, we'll pay T. Higgins.
But is he that
you
good?
Got that money?
I know we talk about him that way.
Is T. Higgins that good?
I'm not saying he's not.
I think T. Higgins is that good because he stands across the field from Jamar Chase.
That's what I'm saying. So, I heard somebody else. Oh, is Ocho Cinco talking about him?
Calling him like a true number one. I don't believe that. No.
Maybe.
I don't see that. So, but somebody's going to pay him like one more than likely.
And I'm back to the CD thing. I do think that that he has a soft landing here for the next 2 weeks. He does. He knows that the Cowboys aren't going to find him. He knows the moment he walks into the locker room, he's the number one option. The only concern is, are you physically ready? And if he knows that and is expecting to walk in and play, he's doing everything he can. I have no doubt in my mind that he's not sitting at home.
Yeah.
And there's the possibility that seems to be growing that they're going to sign Chase, that he's going to back him into a corner. And actually, the smart thing to do for the Bengals would be to sign him. Sign him right now.
Yeah.
Sign him right now, because 6 months from now, it's going to look like a deal. Literally, you sign him right now. As soon as CeeDee Lamb signs, it's going to look like a deal.
Yep.
So, I think all the pieces are in play for CD to go from what Shefty calls very close in their, whether Jerry and CD are or not. Now you want to talk about a defined situation. All the pieces are in play. Is there another wide receiver out there that's waiting to get paid after Chase? I don't think so. I think that's it.
Not another top tier guy.
Yeah,
no.
So I think that at that point they paid themselves into a corner.
Ari Merov, they asked him about CeeDee Lamb and what the holdup was on CeeDee's getting a deal done.
It's not even really about the money as much as it is the years, the contract years. And when you look at these two sides, they look at it very, very differently. The Cowboys historically, Ben, they love doing long-term deals. And the reason for that is when they do that, they have more control over the player on the back end of contracts when everything becomes team-friendly. And you look at a player like Tyron Smith, that was an 8-year contract. Zach Martin, when they extended him, that was a 6-year contract. Trevon Diggs last year, that was a 5-year contract. They do these long deals, and eventually when the player continues playing well, the contract becomes very, very team-friendly. And since there are so many years left, the player really has a hard time coming back to the table and asking for more money. Now, from CD's side, he has this agent. His name is Tory Dandy. Tory Dandy is known around the NFL for doing shorter-term deals. And some of his clients include DK Metcalf, 3-year extension. Deebo Samuel, 3-year extension. Hassan Reddick, who's in the news right now, when he was a free agent, 3-year deal with the Eagles. Denzel Ward, 4-year extension with the Browns. He never goes to 5, 6, 7, 8. Never, ever, ever. His goal is to do 3 or 4, which means the player, if he continues playing well, could go back to the team and ask for another extension. He did the same thing with A.J. Brown as well. Another one of his clients got traded from the Titans to the Eagles. got a big deal with the Eagles. This offseason, got another extension from the Eagles because it was time to pay him up again. That's the way the agent works. So both sides have two different viewpoints on this. One side wants shorter years, another one wants longer years, and that has been the holdup. But I do believe, Ben, this will eventually be figured out. The Cowboys obviously are a better team of CeeDee Lamb on the field.
Who's this?
Ari Mirov.
Ari Mirov. That is about as clear an explanation as where they sit as I have heard. I believe everything he just said. It all makes sense.
What do you think CD wants? 3-4 years?
I think the smart move would be exactly what's this guy's name? Dandy? What his agent is. I think probably 3 to 4. That would be the going rate. And I think he would probably be willing to take a little bit less for a shorter deal. You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit less per year. A little bit more guaranteed on this little, or maybe we're talking 3. You're dealing with a fully guaranteed deal, I would bet, or real damn close. Maybe that's the sticking point. And again, Jamar Chase has the ability to affect both parts of this.
Yeah.
The guaranteed part and the length, depending on what he signs. And Jerry might be waiting to see Chase sign a long-term deal too, to give him a little bit of backdrop to say, look, man, the rest of the world signs these long-term deals. That's what you're going to have to sign.
Well, I keep thinking we're going to show up one morning and be like, oh, CD signed. Let's talk about it.
It'll be on the runway at Love Field when the plane lands.
Might very
want
well
to go to Oxnard and deal with the seafood.
Might very well be that. All right, well, here's some sound from Coach Mike McCarthy on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, the idea of a midweek weigh-in, the idea of living a life where you're kind of bound to the calorie count and the scale, that's not the way you want to lose weight. When I met Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, that was what my concept of a diet was. A slave to a menu, a slave to calorie counts, just being beholden to something that you just didn't want to do. That's a diet. That's a 4-letter word. I want to talk to you about weight loss and consistent weight loss and changing your life. That's where you want to be, right? That's what Dr. Torres explained to me. And that's why the Institute for Functional Health has been so successful with people like me and like you, because dealing with a diet is something that none of us want to do. We don't want to wake up thinking about how little we have to eat that day. You want to change your thought process. You want to change your attitudes about food and then start to lose weight. It works, friends. It's worked for me for years, down nearly 75 pounds on a regular weight loss issue. I can't recommend Dr. Torres enough. So let me talk to those that have been told by doctors, look, if you don't start losing weight, you're going to be taking some pills. If you don't start losing weight, you're taking years off the end of your life. It is time to address it. Those are the ones I'm talking to right now. You need to call Dr. Torres today. Let him explain to you why he's been so successful. The number is 210-468-1891. Go to his website, iffhealth.com. Take the functional health quiz. I'll tell you, it'll open your eyes as to how and why you got to where you are and a place to go to get it fixed. That's the Institute for Functional Health. Call him today. Change your life. You can thank me later.
94.1 FM.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Dave Ramsey here for pure, clean, soft water. Get a Connecticut water softener. You can try a Connecticut absolutely free for 90 days with no contract. Call Connecticut of San Antonio today at 210-656-PURE.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for
Taco
Pizza!
Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish. I'm just kind of blah.
Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites.
But I suppose they taste blah.
Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go.
Toss one in my bag?
Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at foundationsupportspecialists.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. You want to go see Future and Metro Boomin at the Frost Bank Center? Well,
who doesn't?
Guess what? We're going to make it happen for you, Cap'n. Make it happen, Cap'n. Someone who's listening on the YouTube is going to win today because we love you guys who tune in and look at Rob's face and sometimes his corn toe while doing the program.
If you don't play, I'm going to flash a picture.
That's right. Let's go with first person to pop in on the YouTube with the name. This is very easily Googleable, by the way. The name of Future's first studio album released in 2012. You tell me the name of that album, and you, friend, will win 2 tickets. Not 1 ticket, but 2 tickets, so you can bring a friend or a girlfriend, or like Future when he was engaged to Ciara, a side piece.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
She likes football players too, right?
Well, she's moved on to someone who treated her with more respect and dignity.
Live in Pittsburgh now?
I don't know. Probably. They probably have dual residencies.
I didn't know that Ciara had spent time with Future.
Oh, yes. Got a baby by him.
Really?
Yep. You win a pair of tickets to see Future and Metro Boomin, the We Trust You tour. That's this Friday, August 23rd at Frost Bank Center. Get your tickets if you don't win them today at livenation.com. And it looks like Oscar is our winner. Oscar. Congratulations, Oscar. Woo, yeah. Oscar is going to see Future and Metro Boomin.
I wonder if Oscar's at work or at home.
I don't know.
What if this was, like you had to...
Oscar, you at work or at home?
Hide your screen.
I don't know. But congratulations to him.
Yeah.
All you got to do now is call in. Talk to Vic. He'll get you locked in with those tickets. And yeah, we appreciate you guys who watch here on the YouTubes. All right. Where were we?
I think McCarthy was going to explain to us the situation that he finds himself as far as having his quarterback, one Dak Prescott, take on extra duties. If you're not playing, you got to do something on the sidelines.
Well, we are going to do that, but I wanted to hit a couple other things first. One of them was the level of concern that he's got on CeeDee Lamb.
Worry.
And then he's going to answer the question of why they're spending so much time in Oxnard, which you asked earlier. So we'll do that, but he does have some stuff to say about Dak. But here's what he had to say about CD.
Well, I think just like anything, you have to have a plan. And it's something that we reconvene every single night. First as a staff and more so myself and the coordinators. So we have a plan to work each and every day. So and we make those adjustments accordingly. So when CD does come back, we'll adjust and make sure that we're ready to go.
Plan.
But right now we're playing the other guys.
New plan.
What the hell? I mean, I guess you have to answer the same question over and over. Yeah, so we have a plan. Every day we wake up, we meet, we have a plan. And our plan right now does not include CD.
Yeah, because it can't, because he's not here.
He's not here, if you haven't noticed. We have a lot of Jalen's, though.
Ask him again, Rob. Why are you guys spending so much time in Oxnard?
Coach, real quick, why are you here?
Say Rob Thompson, San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob Thompson, San Antonio
Because if you ask a question, Dak will go, who are you?
And you are? Coach, remember we talk on the weekly. Why are you still in Oxnard?
A lot of factors. Number one, the weather and the opportunity to train for another week in this climate. I think it's very, very important. The week back is always an adjustment. So, and the other factor was the bye week layout. Just the way it's laid out, just with the only the 3 days of practice and how you have to practice. It's regulated. I'd rather do that the week we return than a week early. So because it's you're on an adjustment schedule anyways. And plus we have to be indoors, the week we go back, obviously because of the transition from the weather here to Dallas. So, I mean, all those factors are involved. And I think really the straw that broke the back was the opportunity to hang out with the media for another week. So, I mean, that's really.
There it is.
No, he's always joking with you, Rob.
So basically the Jerry wants to stay.
Yes.
So you could have just said, Jerry said we got to stay. So I work for that guy. So he said, stay, we stay.
Nobu's real close. Like that.
I like him.
Like that Nobu.
Got my Nobu's close. I got my team all locked down. There's only been one fire. Why are we leaving?
I sure like that Nobu. The one thing he said that it does strike me as like, this is how I would do it too. Because he said training in this climate, like training in this weather. And you might think, well, you want to toughen them up and train them in the heat, but
hell
no, you don't want your guys dropping out before the regular season
this ain't
starts.
The Junction Boys.
No, you understand that there's going to be days where you're playing out in the blazing sun, but you don't want to do that when you don't have to. So I'm with him on that. Like, why go into the heat of Texas when you can be out there?
And I don't blame him one bit, other than there comes a time you can only be on the corporate retreat for so long. Like, I got to stop seeing you. If we're going to be a team, we can't just be, family too. We got to get home and become our own selves for just a minute, because I can't imagine. They've been there, a month?
Yeah.
Oh.
And also take a look at the Cowboys schedule. They don't have a hot weather game. They don't have a game where it's going to be like intolerable heat. They open the season at Cleveland, which is, it'll probably be warm. It'll be fine. Late September in New York, October in Pittsburgh, October in San Francisco, indoors in Atlanta, November at Washington, December at Carolina, December at Philadelphia. There's not a hot weather game on there, so they don't need to prep their bodies for like the assaulting sun.
But don't you want to think that they're out giving blood and guts, working hard?
No, I want to think that they're prepared to start the season and like doing some sort of military style, like they're in Navy SEALs selection or
That's
something.
Like
what
I want to believe is going on.
I don't need that. Because it like. Dudes are falling out of that all the time. I don't want dudes falling out. We gotta trust me. As someone who's watching the Bills injury report come into my email and going, are they gonna have a team? Like,
kind of want the survivors. Like we only, we went to camp with 110. I got 12.
Now
we got 12 men.
8 guys. Some of them are going to play offense and defense,
but they're the toughest SOBs this side of the Pecos.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I dream that goes on at training camp. No, that's not what happens.
Dak got his foot amputated.
He's tough. You won't even notice.
He's hard. He's a hard man.
Roll right. We're just gonna have to roll left this year.
That's it.
Lost his foot the second day of camp.
Yeah, I don't know that going the Junction Boys route is the way to go.
We're talking about him, and this seems and what we're going to hear from Coach here talking about his quarterback calling plays.
Yep.
This seems so basic and so. I don't know why every team wouldn't do this.
Yeah. So he talks about the purpose of why he wants to do this.
I think it's a great experience for quarterbacks. I've done it for quite some time. I think it's a great experience for your offensive coordinator. If he hasn't called a game, Brian obviously has called decades worth of games. So I think there's all other benefits to it, but I think it also illustrates that the ability for the quarterback, the play caller, the quarterback room. You guys are normally on the same page, So I think it's important to have it established.
I'm with you. I don't know why more people don't do that.
It seems, and I never really thought about it until McCarthy took over, and it's become something that's fairly regular. And we put that on the backside of the way that the Cowboys in particular call their plays, because McCarthy calls the plays. But Schottenheimer is your offensive coordinator. So you got a couple guys in the mic, and you've got a process involved in getting the play out there, and having Dak be part of that process on the other side of the fence, I think is invaluable, because there have been some clock management issues. There have been some situations where the play hasn't gotten in, and we've got coach looking at the clock and timeouts that should or shouldn't have been called in the past. So I think that it's a brilliant thing that should just have been, this is what every team does.
I could also see Brian Schottenheimer going, hey, he gets to call plays? What?
Hey, man, you took the gig. You got the title. That's all that matters, right? When you go for your next job interview, they go, were you an offensive coordinator? Yes, I was.
Hey, listen, when I get fired, you'll have this job. Big.
So eventually you'll be calling.
You'll be calling plays. Just give me, wait till next year.
But I do like the idea. And you'd like to think that every quarterback gets an idea of what the lay of the land is, the process behind the play call, the forward-thinking idea, where you're putting players in place, playing the chessboard of, moving a tight end from one side to the other. Although it didn't have anything to do with either play, it affected the offense, and you as a play caller know that, even though the quarterback on the field might not be paying attention to it.
You want to ask Coach McCarthy if Dak's going to be calling the plays on Saturday?
Hey, Coach, as we get closer and closer.
Hey, Rob Thompson.
Sorry. Again, Coach Rob Thompson, San Antonio Sports Star. Good to see you again. And, we'll be talking here in a couple weeks. As far as getting your quarterback busy, he's not doing anything. Are you going to put Dak to work on Saturday?
Yeah, it's definitely part of the conversation. So, but I think like a lot of things, when I do talk about our quarterback room, I mean it wholeheartedly. It's a group that's very, very tight. We spend a tremendous amount of time together. So we feel like we're all on the same page. But yeah, that's something that when we get to the end of the week, I'll have an answer for you.
So you don't know if he's going to be calling plays?
But he hasn't called plays yet. And the fact that he wants his quarterbacks to call plays, if I'm doing the math here, there's one preseason game left. So it sounds like Dak will be calling the plays on Saturday. Or at least, who knows? Who knows if he can do the full game? It might just be like he'll do a half. I don't know. Maybe they'll let Brian Schottenheimer call a couple plays.
Oh, let's not get crazy.
It's like, can I get one drive? Get one drive.
I've offered to drop a play or two for Coach over the years.
Have you?
He has not. He hadn't been eager to take them.
I got a few in my. I got a few tricks in my bag.
I got, special names for
him. All right. When we come back, we'll get the latest on the Brian Flores Tua drama.
So millennial.
Oh
my
yes.
gosh.
Hurt feelings. And we'll also. We didn't talk about this yesterday. I want to get into it a little bit. The Sunday ticket drama that the NFL is dealing with right now. So we'll talk that and the Flores Tua drama. Lots of NFL drama coming up. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
You know, when you have a Kinetico water softener, I hear Joe talking about brand new Kinetico customer. And I keep telling people that when you have a Kinetico, there's a difference. And when you don't have one, you don't realize what you don't have until you have it. When you have a Kinetico water softener, dead giveaways, go away for the weekend. Find out the difference between your water. I'm talking about the taste. I'm talking about how it feels on your skin. I'm talking about what it looks like when the water's kind of sat at the bottom of your water glass. Is there like powder when it's left over? All that stuff are telltale signs that your water softener is not doing its job. It might kind of be doing its job, but if you pull a dish out of your dishwasher and there's any white powder on it, it's not doing its job. And this is the stuff that got through. Gosh knows what's going on with your pipes. When you have a Kinetico, you don't see anything about what I'm talking about. You don't feel it on your skin. You don't see it in the water. You don't see the residue on your faucets. It just isn't a thing anymore. Until you get away from it, you don't realize. And you want to find out what you're missing. It's easy right now because all you need to remember is this number, 656-PURE. If you'll remember 656-PURE and dial that today, you'll have a Kinetico in your home before you know it. You'll know what I know, that you've got the best water softener you can find for this part of the world. It's made in the United States. It saves you money. You don't plug it in. I can keep going, but find out for yourself. Call 656-PURE today. You'll have a Kinetico in your home, and you'll find out. You need more details? That's easy. Go to KineticoSA.com. It's got all you need. Listen to me close. There's no better water softener in South and Central Texas than Kinetico. Call them today. Get everything taken care of, and once you do, you can go ahead and thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we try to interpret what Jerry Jones means when it comes to CD Lamb, Dak Prescott, et cetera, et cetera. RJ Ochoa may know a thing or two.
Yeah, we'll have RJ go through the word salad from Jerry Jones yesterday talking about these contracts as the Cowboys do get ready for the final preseason game and their final day in Oxnard. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Well, a gentleman pulled in something more than a fish this week. She brought in a 3-pound bale of marijuana.
Oh, boy. That's a lot of dough.
How do you cut that up? How far will that go?
If he sold 3 pounds to Bobo, he'd still be smoking it in the year 2034.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Congressman Joaquin Castro. Here in Military City, USA, we're proud to stand by our veterans. Every year, my office is honored to help San Antonio veterans and military families with delayed benefits, claims, and service questions. Just know that if you need a hand, we're here for you. Call 210-348-8216 or visit castro.house.gov/help to learn more. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is great because you're rarely rewarded for just being you. Ever get rewarded for being left-handed? No. You get to use weird scissors. Your reward for being a Capricorn? Cold birthdays that conflict with the holidays. And your reward for quickly responding to every work email? more emails. But with Snapshot, even left-handed Capricorns with proper email etiquette could get rewarded for good driving. So download the Progressive app today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
Hey, it's B-Dub. You know I love to ride my motorcycle, and here's a reality check for my fellow riders. You think one drink won't hurt? Think again. Alcohol slows your reaction time and gives you false confidence. If you don't believe me, just drop by your local karaoke night. It's not just about getting a DUI, though. It's about your safety and everyone else's on the road. So if you've had a drink, don't roll the throttle. Ride sober or get pulled over. Join me and ride safe, and more importantly, ride sober. Paid for by NHTSA.
Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 3. After wrapping training camp at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys take on the Los Angeles Chargers at Jerry World in Arlington for their final preseason game. Pre-game starts at 2 p.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots at 37 northbound, right around 410. This is southeast side of town. It's an accident in the left lane, almost a 30-minute delay from Southton Road. Heavy on 90 eastbound 211 to Hunt Lane. That's about a 30-minute commute. On 35 northbound approaching Theo, south side of town, accident off to the shoulder. And on 35 southbound, that connector to 1604. Connector ramp closed with road work, causing a 10-12-minute delay. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yep. Huddling up. Morning huddle. Huddle duddle. Love in the puddle.
It opened for Future.
Booming. AJ Booming, they call me.
You got that nickname for an entirely different reason.
Oh, boy. What a show we've got, boys and girls. What a good time we have here together on the Little Morning Huddle, the little bitty morning show that could. Brian Flores and Tua Tagovailoa have been back and forth in the media. Tua says Brian Flores is a terrible person, not just a mean coach, a terrible person, which implies that, like, I don't know, he kicks puppies and, like, you know, knocks down old ladies. Like, a terrible person.
This is the most modern situation in the annals of the NFL world. I mean, there's been some quarterbacks and coaches that didn't like each other.
Sure.
But this one about hurt feelings and he's a terrible person and he told me I was bad. I've never, this is a new one for me.
You know who had a rep for this is John Gruden.
Yeah.
John Gruden like, you know how when he does those, or he used to do before he was, you know, caught up in racist, sexist emails and things like that. He used to sit down with the quarterbacks before the draft. And like,
I missed that.
You couldn't, John Gruden knows quarterbacks probably better than, you know, 99.99% of the world. And you could not get John Gruden to say bad things about quarterbacks. When he was on Monday Night Football, he would talk about all the great things about these quarterbacks. The only quarterbacks that John Gruden didn't like were the ones that played for him. And like, he was, you know who told me this was Chris Sims. And Chris was like, he is so hard on you once you're in the building. And a lot of it is expectation.
Yes,
and Chris isn't some soft ass, like pampered, you know, former MVP's kid, which he could be, but he's not. But he was like,
true statement.
He was like, man, once you're in his room, he is hard. And he used to rail on Chris for being left-handed. And he's like, Coach, you know I was left-handed when you drafted me. This isn't like a late change I made. This is what he's like, I got to flip the playbook. And he's like, why did you pick me? You knew which hand I threw the football with. But there's going to be because you're tied to each other.
Right.
Like, I mean, if you have success, the coach has
You're
success.
literally so tied. And to hear this, who am I to defend Brian Flores? I don't know this guy from Adam.
He might be a terrible. He might be a
I just can't imagine
kicker.
This guy. This is the epitome of a sport. Both of them have risen because of their attributes, whether it be coaching or playing.
Although Flores has also fallen.
Yeah, and we discount the situation. And you were the first one to bring it up, and I've yet to even hear it on the Nationals. That Brian Flores was dealing with an owner who told him to tank.
Yeah,
who had an owner that was actively out hiring other coaches and recruiting Tom Brady and all of this. And in the backdrop, he's coaching a rookie that maybe wasn't his first choice.
Tom Brady and Sean Payton, right?
So, yeah, this whole thing going on behind the scenes. And then Flores is the one that he's a bad guy because he leaned on his quarterback and raised the bar a little bit. Now, I don't know what he told him, but no coach in history has deliberately submarined his quarterback. They're tied together. Literally, their jobs are tied together. One fails, the other fails. We both go down, and they both almost went down.
Do you remember why? Why they wanted the Dolphins to tank? Why Stephen Ross wanted them to tank? Do you remember the phrase that kept getting knocked around that year?
No.
Tank for Tua.
Okay.
That was literally the phrase that people were saying, and he ended up not being the first pick, but it was thought, that going into that season, it was widely assumed that Tua was going to be the number one pick, and you wanted to get that pick. And Brian Flores was like, I don't want to tank. I don't want to lose games for this kid. And then they get him anyway, even though they didn't get the first pick, they end up with him anyway. If I'm Brian Flores, I'm kind of bitter about it too. But I mean,
you put it aside and go win.
Of course, because
football
you want
games.
to win.
So
and Brian Flores did do that.
And I know that Saban is a legendary coach, and Tua obviously respected the way Saban coached him. And some coaches choose the wrong tact. And to hear Flores go, man, that really hurt. I wonder, Tua, have you ever talked to Flores about this? Did you ever tell him
almost no chance
that, dude, you're going about this the wrong way, or you went about it the wrong way after you guys were separate? Were you man enough to do it then?
No, because he's a terrible person. Why would I talk to a terrible person?
That's what gets me about this generation. Like, dude, you never even tried to fix it. And even when it was over, did you ever reach out to him and say, dude, if it ever happens again, you get another player like me, I'm just going to tell you, you did it wrong. You did it wrong with me. Whatever, you might have thought you did it right. You thought you had my best intentions, but let me tell you, you made my life a living hell. Did you do that? Did you talk to him about it?
Did you ever watch the documentaries about Scientology?
Mm-hmm.
They have that term,
going clear or whatever.
They have that term, suppressive persons.
Yeah.
Anybody who's against you is a suppressive person.
But just because
Tua says Brian Flores is a suppressive person. He just doesn't talk to him. It's a lot better to not have him in his life. And Brian Flores got asked about what Tua had to say. Here's what Brian Flores, his reply.
That hit me in a way that I wouldn't say it was positive for me. But at the same time, I've got to use that and say, hey, how can I grow from that? How can I be better? And that's really where I'm at from that standpoint. Do I feel like that's me? No. But how can I grow from that situation and create a world where that's not the case that anyone says that about Brian Flores?
I'll be honest, Brian Flores comes out looking way better than Tua in this situation.
I feel that way. Yes.
And Brian Flores, I don't know if Brian Flores is a bad guy or not, but for Brian Flores to be like, you know what? I guess I should take some ownership of this. He's like, I don't feel like that's who I am as a person, but I've got to do some reflecting on it. Dude, that's a good response to being called a terrible person. Whereas Tua didn't say I took what he told me and used it as fuel or worked on the things that he was telling me weren't good. They just changed the system to fit what he did well better. Tua does not look good with this thing. Brian Flores had a little more to say on Tua here.
Specific to the comments that were made by Tua, I just want to say, look, I'm happy, genuinely happy genuinely happy for the success that Tua's had. And I really wish him nothing but the best. And, I think, player relationships are very important to me. I think that's kind of the foundation of coaching. I got into coaching because I was impacted as a young guy by my high school coaches, my college coaches, going all the way to Pop Warner. I got into coaching because I want to make that same kind of impact, positive impact, pour it into young people, help them become, as KO says all the time, the best versions of themselves. And, that's really my goal always in coaching. So I wish nothing but the best to Tua. Really, more than anything, I'm just focused on the Vikings, the 2024 Vikings, the players we have.
Was he underwater at the end of that? I don't know.
I know.
Like somebody dropped their record, like he spilled Diet Pepsi on the reporter's recording device. Oh, sorry about that, by the way. I would say sorry, but I'm a terrible person. Just pour Diet Pepsi on your phone. Again, hearing Brian Flores' comments, he sounds like, he's not apologizing, which I don't know that he has anything to apologize for, but he's also not saying like he's not turning it around and blaming Tua for his failures, which he very well could,
That he said it. Look, man, I got into this job to help people. A coach, a guy who is drawn to coaching, gets into it to lift, not to degrade, and I can't imagine what if he truly was sidebarred. And obviously they had issues. This is a fire that's been burning a bit, and those guys don't get along and never will. But what Tua did was above and beyond, because Brian Flores has aspirations to be a head coach. Everyone would. I don't think he thinks he's done being a head coach, and I don't think he felt like he was given the opportunity to be a good head coach in Miami. I think that there was some issues. And Tua went out of his way to go to every owner, all the other 31 owners that haven't employed him as a head coach, to say he's a bad person. You went out and you took money out of my pocket. Yeah. That's above and beyond the pale. Russell Wilson is a terrible dude, and nobody has, he has never taken money out of anybody's pocket.
Anybody who's played team sports for any amount of time, you've had multiple coaches, like little league through high school or, whatever. At some point you had coaches that you loved and you connected with. And at some point you had coaches who you thought were unfair or you didn't feel like were best suited to you. That's just life. Now, if those people show themselves to be terrible people in some other way, other than the way that they coach you, that's different. You know what I mean? But Tua didn't say anything about that. He just said that he told them that he wasn't doing what he was expected to do, which is tough coaching. But that doesn't make you a terrible person. I don't know if you want somebody to, if you want Mac Brown clapping and saying, "Yep, everybody's doing a great job. Everybody's a winner. Everybody's awesome." That's great when everybody's a winner and everybody's awesome, and you're winning all the games. But when Vince Young and Colt McCoy leave, and you're with the rest of these guys, you can't just say everybody's great, everybody's awesome, and clap your hands and expect the same results. And just be real nice to these guys and they're going to win. No, it's not how it works. Like, everybody's got to be coached differently, and every coach is going to treat, and they should treat everybody differently. When I coached, I treated every player differently. If I treated every player the same, I would be doing them a disservice.
Some people are more equal than others, as Coach
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson used to say.
Yeah.
I don't think that Brian Flores ever intentionally inflicted ill will or and was trying to destroy Tua. I don't think he was trying to destroy his psyche. I think he was coaching him in a way he felt was appropriate, especially knowing that this guy came from Nick Saban. It wasn't like he came out of the velvet-gloved Pete Carroll coaching school.
Right.
You know what I mean? He came out of Saban's history. And I think Flores is kind of like, well, he's probably been coached hard before. I don't necessarily appreciate all that he's been, and I want him to be something different, and I'm going to do everything I can to do that because that's my job as a coach.
Right.
And I'll just say it. What is up with the Hawaiian mentality? Because didn't Marcus Mariota quit halfway
he
through
didn't
a
want to
year?
play anymore.
And now we got Tua saying his other coach was a bad guy. Maybe there's something to be learned there?
It's funny because I don't think of that culturally being the case, but it seems like only the quarterbacks. Everybody else, the rest of these dudes seem to be like that. Pick up your hard hat and go to work, guys. No, it's just it seems like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, it's just kind of in looking at it now, looking at the big picture of it, seems like Tua is being a real bitch about it, like a real baby.
Let's call it for what it is.
Pathetic.
He's feeling like a bitch. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like it. All right, we don't have time to get into the Sunday ticket thing that I wanted to, but good news, friends. We got 2 hours of show left.
Oh, yeah.
I believe, if my math is right.
Got Dr. Jason Garrett coming around the corner.
Yeah, he'll be up at the in the 8:30, 8:45-ish segment. So what we'll do next is we'll get into that Sunday ticket deal, and we'll talk about the price hike and how NFL fans are stomaching it. I'll give you a hint. They aren't happy. Well, they aren't not thrilled about it. Not thrilled about the greedy NFL trying to just take all our dollars. But we'll talk about if they're in the right or not. We're also going to take a look at the ACC. We've been kicking around some college football the last few days. Jump into a little bit more. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is ailawyer4us.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember ailawyer4us.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or ailawyer4us.com.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack? I'm going back to school. Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve A+ service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 885-819-M16004.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got two new trouble spots. 1604 eastbound Blanco Road. Accident left lane. Already a 20-minute delay. Slow from Northwest Military Highway. On 410 eastbound approaching Perrin Vital. This wreck just occurred. Left lane as you stop and go from Starcrest. Still working the accident on the southeast side at 37 northbound. Right at 410. Left lane is blocked. And 35 southbound connector to westbound 1604. Connector ramp blocked with roadwork. 15-minute delay. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 FM. San Antonio Sports Center.
There was a fire at the Cowboys Hotel in Oxnard. A statement from the Dallas Cowboys read the fire emergency is one of the guest rooms at the team's hotel. The emergency was contained to one room that was empty at the time. Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones spoke yesterday regarding C.D. Lamb. He said promising talks continue, that he believes they will come together. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right. Let's just jump right into it. Because Jay Alvarado says in the chat, someone speaks out and y'all put your own narrative to it. Flores could be a douchebag and he gets the benefit of the doubt. Okay, here's why he gets the benefit of the doubt. Because Tua failing has zero benefit to Brian Flores. Like when you're a coach, like your quarterback failing basically means you failed.
Yes, it ends your job.
Let's just put this into perspective. If Dak goes out and throws 18 interceptions this year and the Cowboys go 8-9, How do you think that'll go for Mike McCarthy when they decide if he's going to coach the Cowboys next year or not? I can tell you now, it won't go well. Yep. Brian Flores was now, did he want Tua there to begin with? That's a different conversation. But once he's there and he knows this is the guy I'm tied to, there's no reason why Brian Flores wouldn't want Tua to succeed.
And on the other side of this, and Brian Flores coached him hard. I don't think we're going to get around that.
No.
But Tua, man, be a man and call him. Be a man and talk to him. You don't need to air it out like that. That tells me a lot about Tua. I don't know much about Flores, but when Tua did that, I go, well, I'm going to put 60% of the problem on you because you just added fire to it. I mean, you just added to it. You didn't try to defer it. You didn't try to fix it. You just made it worse years after it was over. You came out years later, not 6 months like that SOB. He tried. No, you waited years.
You know what he waited for? For him to have a little success.
I think so.
It's like, okay, now I'm playing like, a first round draft pick.
I got paid. So yeah.
You know what? He was mean to me.
Tells me a lot about it.
Yeah. It's funny. I liked him a lot in college. I remember I tweeted out in the first half of that Alabama game when Jalen Hurts was getting his ass kicked. I said they have to switch to Tua. They need to make a change. And then they did. And it was like, oh, that was like one of the times that I felt like a sports genius. I was like, oh, see, I could coach Alabama.
As smart as Nick Saban.
I could coach Alabama. I felt so damn smart that day. Had they lost, I would have deleted the tweet. But they won a national championship because of, and I don't know if Nick Saban saw my tweet.
I think he did, or at least Mrs. Saban probably saw
Somebody
it.
probably saw it though. Would be my guess.
AJ says the guy named The Real says you need to put in Tua.
Yeah, and by all accounts, he is the real. He is the real.
I was texting Saban what a terrible person Tua was.
You're a bad guy.
That guy sucks.
You're a meanie.
Your offense is not set up for a short left-handed Hawaiian. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. And look at Pledger. So Tua calls out Flores. He's a punk. Flores calls out the Dolphins in the NFL in a lawsuit, and that's different. Yeah, that's different. Being fired without cause, being fired because your owner was basically like trying to get you to lose games on purpose. Yeah, there's a difference there, Pledger. You go. Save that for your 6 o'clock show. It's absurd what you're saying.
The irony
That's
of this
6
is
p.m. talk, not 6 a.m. talk, Bubba.
Flores was always considered kind of a hardcore coach. I mean, we all knew what Brian Flores
he's
was
a tough guy.
when he left New England, but that's what he was.
Oh, you thought this coach that came off the Belichick tree was going to hug you?
He was mean. He was mean. Yeah, he was mean.
Hey, come here, Tua. It's going to be all right.
I know that interception. I know.
Hey, it happens. All right.
Mike McDaniel let you stagger around after being concussed.
Oh,
I think Flores might have pulled you out when you didn't know your name and you just pissed your pants.
All right. Jack says that before we get into this Sunday ticket thing, Jack says they can raise the rates all they want. The NFL will never get a dime from me. I won't pay for streaming. I won't pay for tickets, won't pay for parking, and I won't pay for the stupid food and drink prices.
Wow.
He's angry at the NFL. I don't know why. NFL can take all my money. I'm a sucker for the NFL.
I mean, wow.
Yeah. I am. Even when they do things that I'm like, oh, that's not good. Yeah, the same thing with the UFC. I'm like, oh, Dana, it's such BS that Dana doesn't pay his fighters enough. It's a bad look. Oh,
but don't jack up my rates.
Dana slapped his wife. What a terrible guy. I'm still going to give him $75 on Saturday every damn time. I just,
Well, how far would you go? I mean, I think that the NFL is genuinely trying to find the point of pain.
They're looking for that break
point. We're talking $800 nearly to watch out-of-market games. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Or are you kidding me?
I pay for the red zone, though.
The red zone
is brilliant. I like it.
And quite frankly, they haven't found that point of pain with me yet.
Yeah.
I'm still willing to pay it.
Yeah.
But I say 800. It's not 800, but it's over 6, right?
So, it's 6. So if you sign up through the YouTube app on through the Apple App Store. So if you've got an iPad or an iPhone, you will pay $679.99.
Gulp.
Jeez.
That is ridiculous.
And if you also want Red Zone in that bundle, now that's for Sunday Ticket. If you want Red Zone with it,
okay,
$739.
Nah.
Dude,
Oh,
I know the NFL is king, and I know that if it's your team, you're going to do whatever you can to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
but we're getting to the point of pain. We're getting to the point where there's going to be some subscribers go, this is outrageous, outlandish.
In 2023, it was less than $400 total for all of it.
Yeah,
$400 when you're talking about that's like $100 a month for the NFL.
Well, they're going to say it's a cup of coffee a day, like your insurance or whatever it might be.
And quite frankly, that's not unreasonable.
It is when you put totals to it, where literally 5 years ago, this is a thing. I say 10 years ago, this didn't even exist, this idea.
Right. But 10 years ago, you couldn't watch every NFL game either.
Well, you could, just in different ways. They just figured out a way to wrangle it up. I mean, there were ways to watch games, and there's still ways to watch games.
Well,
but
you can do crack streams and all that stuff.
Right.
That's called stealing.
I
can say the price of movies. It's too expensive to go to the theater, so I just sneak in the back door.
That very broadcast that I'm paying for in Texas is free of charge over the freaking air in the town they're in.
Yeah.
Now, see, is it stealing?
The Cowboys are free here.
Yes,
but not everything's free.
Well, the good news, if you're a Cowboy fan, you don't have to buy the ticket because you're going to get their games every week anyway. They're always the 3 o'clock.
It's like a hotel tax. You don't pay San Antonio's hotel tax, but you go to Vegas, you're going to pay their hotel tax. That's the way it works.
But the idea that they have taken it to this, and we have willingly consumed it because it was easily gotten. I think we're reaching a point where what was will no longer be. Kind of like when. Remember cell phones, you had minutes and you were guarding your minutes.
Yeah.
And finally we went, this is stupid.
How many texts have I sent
this
month?
How many texts have we used? That's stupid. I think we're getting to the point where the Sunday ticket for $800, people are go, well, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This I don't know how we got here, but this is stupid. We got to get rid of roaming and minutes.
Now, for me, I don't care enough, again, I cheer for a team that's out of market. I don't care enough about that team that I have to watch every game that they play every week.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
But you have, if you chose to, and you didn't see the Buffalo game, within 2 hours of that game being over, you could watch every freaking highlight free of charge, right? You would know what happened, even though you didn't know what happened. So you can still be a well-informed Buffalo Bills fan, know every great play within an hour of it being over and being part of it and not pay a dime and still consume what is relatively free, if not much, much cheaper. I think we're about to hit an area where I'm not going to spend that kind of money. I refuse to spend $700 to watch the Cardinals play.
What I like is now it's, I think it's $50 a year for I pay the $100 a year, and it's NFL Plus, Red Zone, and you get the condensed game replays.
Yes,
that's and the reason why I have that is because I watch all 22. When I was covering the Texans, I'd watch the all 22 film that week so I could talk about it the next week. So I'm paying for that anyway. And for me, if I want to watch a game, I can watch that condensed game I don't need all the nonsense and the fluff. If I want that, then I've got the all 22 and I can watch the whole game from a coaching angle. There are more affordable ways. It's just, if you're the kind of person who wants to sit on your couch on Sunday with your beer on your lap and spread your legs and have a bowl of nachos next to you and click through it at each game, you got to pay a premium for it.
That's a limited market.
I think it is. And it's also I get it. If you're so for me, I really only care about when the Bills are no good, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch them. So the last couple of years I've been interested in watching them, but guess what? Bills are on national TV all the time now.
Right.
If I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I don't have to pay for this. I can see all my games for free. If I were an Arizona Cardinals fan, like a diehard Cardinals fan, I'm the kind of person who has to make the decision, because if I want to watch every Cardinals game and I live in,
right, I get that.
I live in San Antonio. Now I got to make a choice. How much do I really love the Cardinals?
But like you said, you can find a service that'll provide every single highlight. You can get every bit of data. You can go watch, play by play via other things. You can be a well-informed fan and not spend nearly as much. And the next step on this is, while the prices have gone up, my access to national games has actually increased without having. Now that we got Friday games and Monday games and Saturday games and Sunday games, as the season winds down, I don't need that national thing, because a lot of these teams are now playing on those Thursday nights. We'll have Friday games. We'll have Saturday games. And really, that Sunday ticket's only for Sunday afternoon, and you're already subtracting 4 games that I would have watched if you had them, but now I don't even need to, and you're still jacking the rates up. So I'm getting fewer games, and you're up 100, or is it 1,000% that we're up over 5 years from where we were? Are we 10 times where we began? And you're taking games away and giving them to me on other days when I don't even need this Sunday ticket. Yeah, we've reached a point of ridiculous.
Someone said, how much is the $7.39 for Sunday ticket compared to season tickets? Josh asked that. It varies by team, obviously. The Cowboys are probably more expensive than your average season ticket. I would say on average season tickets are like $2,000 now for the NFL. And
that's a terrible comparison.
Yeah, because if you're a season ticket holder, you don't need Sunday ticket because you care about your team.
You probably have ready access unless you're the type of fan that can fly in for your season tickets, and then you don't care how much Sunday ticket costs.
So if you live in Houston and you've got season ticket, you live in Dallas and you've got season tickets for the Cowboys, you're going to 8 or 9 games a year, and the other 8 or 9 games a year are being broadcast locally.
Right. It's not even a comparison. Now, if you were living in Houston and you had Cowboy tickets, now we're talking about the difference.
Because now you can't watch and the truth is, even when you have Sunday ticket, I don't know what the blackout rules are. I don't know if you can watch the Cowboys on Sunday ticket when they play at the same time as the Texans.
You couldn't in Houston. That's why you'd be stuck.
Now, if you're not in that direct market, then you can. But there's lots of there's lots of asterisks and workarounds on this stuff. But people are clearly getting to a point where they don't want to pay as much.
And one of the things that they did do while the prices were high, there was always a workaround, a giveaway. You sign up for this and get it free. And anybody who was paying for it, you didn't have to if you'd taken the pilone to the deal. It was the little sweetener that made a deal close. You go get yours. If you're an AT&T customer, you got Red Zone free. I mean, we had all of those deals coming into it. So even though there was a price tag for those few that did pay the full freight, most of us found a deal through our banks, through our credit cards, through whatever services that we had. So it wasn't an added cost because it was defrayed by the discount we got from other services. Now that's going away. You want an $800, $700 deal? You might find it through one phone carrier or one little provider, but you're not getting the deals that were available before. And that's where I think we're starting to realize, holy crap, this is expensive.
And also, if you're buying through Apple, remember this, everything that you buy in the Apple store, there's a 30% added fee that you give to Apple
just for handling the transaction.
Yeah. So if 30% Apple store fee.
Yeah.
That's built into the price the price that I quoted at the beginning, but 30% of that money goes to the Apple store. Now the NFL says they don't set the prices.
No, they don't, but they do.
The NFL does not control the pricing of Sunday ticket and does not set or receive any additional fees associated with its sale. So what it is the NFL sells the rights to whatever, and now it's up to them. The NFL's got their money.
That's like
now you guys do with it what you want.
We don't control car prices. The dealers do. Get the hell out of here. Right. Yes, you do.
Yeah. Well, I don't think this is the end of the. I'm guessing the NFL is getting enough blowback. We're gonna see a price reduction, and listen, the best way, if you don't want to pay it,
and that's
if it's too much, the only answer is not to give them money.
Because this is a drug. It really is. And if you got people that are literally giving up the drug, you have gone too far. People I'll sacrifice something for something else that I love. And when it came down to that, if you're truly a Bills fan and you've paid it year in and year out, you'll sacrifice a steak dinner a week. You'll sacrifice something just to do it. But when it comes to a point where you're like, I can't sacrifice enough to get it, that's when you have gone way too far as a league, because literally you're a pusher, you're a drug dealer, and you've gotten to the point where you've priced, fiends out of what their drug of choice, the football. You've gone that far, you've gone way too far.
I say this all the time, and it's very difficult for hardcore fans to accept things like this. I used to say this about the Texans when the fans were losing their mind over Bill O'Brien. Like, they hated Bill O'Brien so much, and Jack Easterby, and it was like it was a disaster to Texans fans. And I said, if you want this stuff to stop, there's only one way to do it. Like, you bitching on Twitter isn't going to change what the Texans are doing. You have to stop showing up and giving them money, because as long as you show up and give them money, they have no reason to change. And like, you could say, well, you want your fans to be happy. I want my building to be full. And if your building is full of fans who are bitching, it's a full building.
The Jerry Jones School of Ownership, man.
They buy beer. They buy, they're still showing up. The only way to really hit any of these major whether it's a team or the NFL in general, is to take money out of their pocketbook. And they'll say, so if the sales are significantly down on Sunday Ticket and Red Zone, they're going to say, okay, this is the wrong price point.
But the thing is, though, with these, you don't do that consciously willing. Like, I'm going to show them. You get to the point where you can't. Like, I'd just soon pay it. If I had the money, I'd pay it and not even look back. But I don't. And when you get to the point where you've taken your customers past the decision of, I might or may not be able to do it. I mean, these people will pay anything they can. And you get to a point where $700 is just flat too much.
I mean, it's as simple as you go to McDonald's. You like the quarter pounder at McDonald's. You love the quarter pounder for $8, and you'll pay $8 for a value meal, a quarter pounder value meal. McDonald's says, man, so many people are buying this $8 value meal. We're going to raise the price to $10.
And we'll lose a few. We'll lose a few buyers, but for the most part, we'll make more money.
But if they raise it to $12, and now nobody's buying that meal, it's like, ooh, we got to pull back, because 12 ain't it. 12 ain't the price point.
Well, it'll be like most things. They're going to realize that the more access we have to a product, the more that we will take and the more we will ask. So like when the NBA used to force their teams back up until 99, if you were playing at home, it was a total blackout of a broadcast. You could not watch a home game on an NBA broadcast. It was blacked out. And they were afraid, because if they broadcast it, nobody will buy tickets. Well, after the strike in 99, they found out the more we broadcast, the more tickets we were selling. We were feeding the frenzy. We were feeding them. We were giving them what they wanted. And the more people saw it, they wanted more and more and more. Well, I think the NFL is going to find out, you got to feed the frenzy. You got to let us see it so that we want to be it. And if we can't see it, or we choose not to see it, we ain't going to want to be it.
And you also have to remember, the thing that people are going to be most pissed about is like when grocery prices are up and gas prices are up and everything's more expensive, people don't like to see their entertainment prices going up, because that's their escape from reality. If you got a job that you're grinding for to buy milk and eggs, you want to be able to sit down on Sunday and watch your football team and forget about it for a little while. And now it's like, dude, I can't even afford to sit down and watch my football. I get it. But the NFL, their egg prices are up too.
Ask the Romans.
It's just
the Romans, they fell. They couldn't give them enough lions to fight.
All right. When we come back, we're going to an update on the airplane peeing story. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How you feeling this morning? I hope
not too bad.
I hope you didn't wake up in literal pain. I hope you didn't feel like you couldn't get into the game, because so many of us wake up in pain and we live with it, and you don't have to. There's fixes out there like a Rosti, and the way a Rosti fixes pain is the way that we are all seeking, because it has nothing to do with medications. It has nothing to do with long-term processes. It's your body fixing itself. If you've ever gone to a chiropractor, if you've ever gone through physical therapy, you know what I'm talking about. But this is that plus more. See, Arasti is a certification for current medical professionals. You don't just become an Arasti provider without already being a general practitioner, without already being a physical therapist or a chiropractor. The achievement of an Arasti certification is above and beyond. It's PhD level pain care. That's why you go to Arasti. You get a full evaluation. They find out what the problem is, and they fix the problem. And it's amazing how quickly the pain goes away. On average, for Arasti patients, they are back in the game in under 4 visits. Why are you in pain right now? Call them today. Get yourself fixed. The number's easy. It's 1-800-404-6050. Their website is arasti.com. You can even make your appointment there. But the point is, you do not have to live in pain. Don't let it keep you out of doing things that you love. Call Arasti today. They're going to get you fixed. And when they do, I'm sure you're going to thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we try to interpret what Jerry Jones means when it comes to C.D. Lamb, Dak Prescott, etc., etc. RJ Ochoa may know a thing or two.
Yeah, we'll have RJ go through the word salad from Jerry Jones yesterday talking about these contracts as the Cowboys do get ready for the final preseason game in their final day in Oxnard. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Football season is finally here, friends, and it's time to jump into the Prize Picks play. It's America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Heck, there's over 5 million active users. I'm one of them. You should jump in today. Use your fantasy knowledge to go win some serious money. Know your players' stats. You've been playing them before. Put them to work. Is Zeke going to get 90 yards? Is Stephon Diggs going to get over 100? Play your game. Pick your more. Pick your less, but go pick them. That's Prize Picks. Go play them today. It's easy. Use the code Alamo. Download the app, and you've got $100 just waiting for you. That's code Alamo on the Prize Picks for a deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks, run your game. Head over to Prize Picks right now and use that knowledge. If it's football season, Prize Picks is the place to be. It's the best way to win real money this football season. It's Prize Picks. Go download it today. Alamo for $100. There's money waiting on it. Use your knowledge. Go win some more with the code Alamo and Prize Picks. And tell them Rob sent you.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry,
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a realtor can help answer. Because realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Rob, I got to catch you up. You were sick on Monday, so you missed the biggest story of the weekend.
Evidently.
Former Detroit Lions first-round pick, Gosder Sherilis. Remember the guy, Vic, we were talking on Monday? He's the guy who peed on someone on the airplane. Well, we've got more details now. First of all, he's come out and apologized.
I should hope so.
Right.
If you didn't hear this story, Gosder Sherilis was arrested after being unruly, disruptive, irritable, delirious, and aggressive during a flight from Boston to Dublin.
It's like put in a cage with a wild animal.
Court documents say he appeared to be intoxicated as he boarded the flight, and they had to turn the flight around and go back to Boston. He was arrested after allegedly urinating for 20 seconds on another passenger on the flight. Well, turns out we've got, I was like, I wonder who it was. Like, I wonder if it was like first of all, who would let you,
who wouldn't
if
stop
you
it?
started peeing on me, it wouldn't last for 20 seconds. I can tell you that. I would have to be dead for you to pee on me for 20 seconds.
0.8 seconds, you're getting a reaction.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Now, it's important to note that Gosder Sherilis is like 6'7", 300 something pounds. It's a fight I would lose, probably.
Yeah.
But it's a fight that I'm going to fight because I'm not going to let him just pee on me for 20 seconds.
6'7", 315 as he was a player.
Yeah. Well, now that's been answered. Court documents allege an hour into the flight, Sherilis fully exposed his genitals and began urinating on an elderly female, emptying his entire bladder for approximately 20 seconds. All right, it's an old lady. I guess if I were an old lady, maybe I would have just taken it. I don't know what to do. I would have probably started crying.
I'm also looking at, when I looked up his stats, he's made $40 million. He's going to part with a little bit of it.
I would guess so.
Urinating on an old lady, I think that there'll be a little bit of comeuppance there. I think there'll be an out-of-court settlement and a little bit of money going her way. She can buy a golden shower.
More than likely.
You're welcome.
Well, Gosder Sherilis addressed these, I would say accusations, but it seems like it is in fact something that happened. He says, I'd like to address the media reports about me that surfaced today regarding a situation that occurred on board a flight to Ireland this past weekend.
It's a situation.
The flight was unexpectedly delayed for approximately 4 hours, and it did not take off until 12:30 a.m.
And what's a guy to do but go hit the bar, you know?
Well, that's not what he says.
Oh, no.
In preparation for the unexpected overnight flight, I took a sleeping medication that I don't normally use, which resulted in behavior that is not representative of my character, and I would like to apologize to the passengers and the flight crew. I mean, that's nice and all, but why don't you say, I'm sorry, I peed on you? Because they say the truth comes out when you're drunk.
In vino veritas.
If you're a mean person,
right,
you're mean when you're drunk.
You're mean when you're drunk, yeah.
If you're a nice person, you're friendly.
Well, I know some angry drunks. I know some dudes that are pretty regular, and they get
internally they're angry. They're putting on a mask when they're sober, is what they're doing.
Oh, or they just had like mezcal.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
according to Rob's wife.
Here we go.
I know one guy at least.
Demon rum.
I know one guy who is at least a really good guy when sober.
It was the demon rum. That wasn't me. I didn't mean to pee on the grandmother behind me.
Did you blame me for your behavior?
There was no. Even if I had, it wouldn't have worked.
I did. One of my buddies once. We went out partying one night, and we drank way too much for us to be driving, but he drove. It was his vehicle, and he drove, and actually it was his wife's vehicle. And at one point on the highway, he hung his head out the window and vomited
while driving.
It was a very impressive feat.
Yeah, that's a 70s skill. They don't have that anymore.
No,
that's not a thing you pick up.
So he dropped me off, and when he went home,
covered in the back, everything on the car.
When he went home, he went in and went to bed. When his wife got up to take the kids to school the next day, she discovered that the entire driver's side of the car was covered in vomit.
I don't know, honey. I left the car unlocked. Who knows? Homeless people just vomit in cars.
Here's what he did. This was a very wise move. His wife already didn't like me, didn't like him to hang out with me, was like against us being friends to begin with.
Yeah.
So he just said, AJ drove home, and
Under the bus.
I took the hit for him, and it kept him out of trouble. Well, they're divorced now, so it doesn't even matter.
I was going to say, I don't think that probably ended well, no matter how it ended then.
But it was,
he took one for the team.
She already hated me, so why not?
It was easy.
Great, yeah, big deal. Rob's wife already thinks I'm a bad person.
I didn't know. I don't think I'm a grown ass man. She knows I'm a grown ass man.
He fed me a bunch of mezcal.
I make my own decisions. She's not blaming you for anything. She knows I'm an idiot on my own.
I'm just saying you could have blamed me. You could have said
it wouldn't have worked.
You should have said AJ spiked my drink.
She's like, yeah, you're an idiot.
Oh yeah.
Two idiots just magnify the problem, but you're an idiot.
Oh yeah. I'm guessing you're right. He's gonna have to pay up. 132 game NFL career. That's a long NFL career. A lot of money to be made there.
Big scary dude taking a leak in the middle of an airline. No fly list forever, dude. You just sacrificed it. You're not allowed amongst normal people anymore.
Poor guy.
You can't whip it out and take a leak on an old lady on an airplane and expect forgiveness and jump right on a plane. You are on a no-fly list, Mr. Gosder Sherless. And God, don't you wish there are some days you wish you were a judge? When this guy came and stood in front of you, like, all right, hero, let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah. You talk like Tua calls Brian Flores a terrible person. How many people has Brian Flores peed on a flight?
You want to get into what a terrible person does.
For 20 seconds.
Who pees on a grandmother in the middle of a flight and blames it on a sleeping pill?
I don't care how many sleeping pills you do. You know what happens to me when I take sleeping pills? I go to sleep.
Most of us go to sleep. We don't whip it out and take a leak on an old lady. Okay, what's your next excuse?
If anything, you're peeing while you're asleep.
Yeah, just pee on yourself like most normal people.
You don't whip it all the way out and then like stare a granny dead in the eye while you pee on her for 20 seconds.
I'm sorry, this is not representative of my character. All right.
God, how terrifying that must be to just.
Can you imagine?
I wonder where it was it on her lap, on her upper body? Like that makes a difference, right?
You know,
was she level with it? Or,
I have a lot.
Was she sitting down?
He's 6'7".
So
he's got to bend down to get on an airplane, period. He had to be like hunched over her. Oh, that's a scary thought.
So she was probably looking at his waist area right there.
You don't get over that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Mr. Gosder Sherless, congratulations. You've made a good list.
And what can the airline do to make this right if you're a passenger? Like if you are a passenger, now I'm not going to get to Ireland. My flight's already been delayed 4 hours. You're sending me back to Boston soaked in piss. Someone else's piss, by the way, which is way worse than your own.
Far worse. 100 times worse.
Yes.
I would think that if I was the airline, I would want to think if I had some kind of recourse, especially with a guy that's liquid enough to pay a fine that would hurt.
Liquid.
Do you sue him? Do you sue him for the delay? If I'm Delta or whatever the airline, I mean, for a guy just to be able to stand up and say, "I'm sorry, it was a pill."
Yeah,
it wasn't me. The guy looked like me. It wasn't me. I think I would. There's no price to pay. You just don't get to fly anymore.
I think I would give her the little wings that they give a kid. I'd say, "Oh, look, you're a captain.
Let her sit up with the pilots.
Yeah.
Fly the plane for a minute.
Yeah, you're in charge now, Granny. All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Dr. Jason Garrett, sometimes known as Dr. Arosty. We'll talk to him next about the injuries going on around the world. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
We're here to tell you about Listing Spark, a new way to sell your San Antonio area home. Listing Spark uses superior technology and customer service to sell your home faster at a fraction of the cost of an old school real estate brokerage. For a low flat fee, the Listing Spark team finds your perfect list price, takes high quality photos, delivers a yard sign and a showing lockbox, lists your property on the local MLS, markets it to all major real estate websites, handles buyer inquiries, and coordinates showings. You can view buyer offers through Listing Spark's portal, then accept, reject, or counteroffer with just a few clicks. You only pay a small $395 fee to get started, then only $2,600 only if your property sells, and you can cancel anytime. Save tens of thousands of dollars in commissions. Isn't this the way selling a house should be? Get started today by calling 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Sell your home the smart way.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code EXIT25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EXIT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EXIT25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. When you apply to University of Maryland Global Campus by August 29th, you'll pay no application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Get your app fee waived through August 29th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But we don't expect that water is the reason parts of our concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. They'll restore your concrete and give you peace of mind. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. So we have cleared a couple of our trouble spots. They've picked up that debris on 281 southbound at Bitters, was taking up a couple of lanes, now clear. And they've cleared the wreck on the south side, 35 northbound approaching Theo. Now we still have this wreck on the far north side of town on 1604 eastbound Blanco Road. Accident, left lane delay start at I-10, so about 8-10 minutes extra to your commute. 35 southbound FM 3009 on down to 1,000 Oaks should take you about 20 minutes to get through. And Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
That's right. Let's get wild. Oh, is that Metro Boomin?
No.
Watch, listen.
It's booming Metro.
Shh. Oh, 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 oh. Wow. Let's get wild, Rob. And let's get wild with Dr. Jason Garrett, sometimes called Dr. Arasti.
His rap name.
Dr. Garrett, how are you, good sir?
I'm doing very well. How are you guys doing?
You know, we're getting wild here in the mornings. That's what we do.
Yeah,
we're just getting wild. Hey, if you take a sleeping medication, does it ever make you stand up and pee on people on an airplane? Is that a side effect of taking sleeping
just
pills?
Off the top of our heads. No problem.
I've never heard of that
Speaking for
either.
a friend, from not my own experience, but
Well, just as a
college
doctor,
friend.
I mean, as a doctor, that's
Yeah.
like you don't
If you,
expect that as a side effect.
If you put yourself in a state that's sub-awake, where your body can still function pretty normally, and you can't really tell what's going on, there's a good chance you'll stand up and think you're peeing into a toilet because you're semi-dreaming, semi-conscious.
But it could
You're
be
not
on an
actually doing
old
that purpose.
lady.
But what if it's an
Oh
old
yeah,
lady?
it could be on anything. So I wouldn't put it past
Wow.
medication.
Wow. So maybe he's telling the truth.
Put this under possible excuses.
Yeah. Excuses.
Yeah, write that down, Rob.
Excuses to tell the cops.
Sleeping pill.
Yes. But
and
sir, it's
airline.
noon on a Friday. Well, listen, it's been a long week.
Sleeping pill.
All right, Dr. Garrett, let's get into some of these injuries around the world of sports. The Bills linebacker, Matt Milano, torn bicep, out indefinitely. This is a bummer. This is a guy who's first team All-Pro, is a real factor. This is a guy who broke his leg and tore his ACL a year ago. Now a torn biceps. What's the recovery time for a torn biceps, and what's the long-term implications on it?
So long-term, he'll make a full recovery. I know a lot of athletes, a lot of people who have come back even stronger after a torn biceps. It's not that big a deal. It does take some anchors in there. I mean, it'll be 6 months before he's really feeling pretty normal. But he'll make a full recovery. He should have no problem coming back from this.
And
He'll
this,
just lose a year playing.
Doc, this isn't to accuse the guy, but there was a time whenever I saw a torn bicep or in that region, I always felt like there was some kind of PED involved. That, you know, was that a case? I mean,
How dare you?
I mean, was that a logical assumption? Because that was just an injury that didn't used to be a thing up until PEDs became more prevalent.
Yeah, I mean, if you overload a muscle eccentrically, or lengthening the muscle rapidly, you can tear it even with non-maximal force. And what I mean by that is, for a professional athlete, that's totally an expected thing. A pec, a hamstring, a bicep. Now, for someone that necessarily didn't have massive strength to begin with, and then start taking PEDs or anabolic steroids, and then your muscle outpaces the growth of your tendons.
Right.
Because muscles get big quickly. The tendons then rip off the bone. That is extremely common in people abusing anabolic steroids. But most of the time, professional athletes that have been out there for a while, they already have so much strength and tendon density that it's less likely to be the cause than it is for like the average Joe that just started taking steroids.
Glad to hear that.
Justin Herbert, who like the first week of training camp came down with plantar fascia, is out of a walking boot now. He's started to work out. Does this mean he's going to be good to go for week 1? Is his progression lining up where he should be able to play in week 1?
Yeah, plantar fasciitis is kind of like a calf strain. It might feel fantastic one day and then all unravel the next day. So it's one of those things. It's a repetitive trauma. It's usually based on a biomechanical issue that they have, either their ankle or their knee, sometimes even their hip. And if you don't address those things really well, there's a good chance that this will plague him the entire season, or it could be completely gone. I read a report that he might have had a partial tear. So if that tear is healed, it heals with scar tissue, which makes plantar fasciitis more likely to return. So it's going to be an ongoing thing for him to manage the rest of the season.
You know, when you talk about plantar fasciitis, and certainly turf toe comes to mind, that seems to be kind of like the last of the, we don't know how to fix this kind of injuries. You know what I mean?
Actually, plantar fasciitis is really easy to manage, easy to fix, as long as you identify exactly what's causing, which isn't that hard, and then you manage it pretty aggressively. Versus a turf toe, those can be diabolical. Those can be career-ending. That's a joint that is completely dysfunctional, that's got calcium deposits in it, that has a severe sprain. So they're very different. Turf toe can be a career-ending injury. Plantar fasciitis can be a tiny little bump in the road, and it should be very manageable.
Now, Rob is dealing with a very, very serious toe injury himself. He will not go to a doctor because he doesn't like people to see his disgusting feet.
I'm really thinking of them more than
if he jammed his toe so bad that his foot is turning purple. Would you suggest he see a doctor, even if he has like the fungusy corn tooth toe? Like, would you just let it heal on its own?
Yes, doc.
Which toe is it?
It's the pinky toe on my right foot. That side of the foot, including the toe, I've turned a really pretty color of purple.
I wouldn't do anything. I would just let it heal. Yeah. The pinky toe is basically useless, and so it's going to heal. Even if it heals poorly, it's not going to be dysfunctional. Did I tell you the story about my mother-in-law who got her pinky toe chopped off because it was cheaper than putting a minor surgery into fix it?
Let me tell you, if you told me today, look, we'll cut it off and you will never stub it again, I might be willing for you to pick out the wire cutters, man. I'll bite down on a piece of wood and take a shot of bourbon. If you'll tell me I'll never have to go through this again,
you won't even
I'll
get
buy a narrower shoe and I'll carry on, bro.
You won't even get your fungus fixed. You're going to let a doctor cut off your toe?
Well, I didn't say it was going to be a doctor.
Oh.
I ain't paying anybody.
When you have that, when you have that fungus on your toe and it gets all hard and yellow and thick on your toenail, can that have any long-term effects, or is it just cosmetic?
Good question. That is out of my scope. I don't deal with fungus.
Come on, doctor.
I've never had it, never experienced it. Knock on wood, and I hope I never do.
Never had to aspire to work with fungal.
Yeah, thank God.
Properties at all.
I've never had it either, and if I did, I would damn sure go see someone who had an expertise in it. I'm like Rob is just going to let it rot.
It's held on pretty good for a while. I can cut through things with this toenail. If I'm ever trapped in a prison cell,
he uses it to open his beers. Like when you're in his house, he just takes his shoe off and pops open a beer and hands it to you.
File through the prison bars. If I'm ever in prison, I don't need a file. I've got a toenail, man.
Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti, we appreciate the time, Doc. Hopefully we'll talk next week.
Yeah, I'm going to go throw up now. Thanks.
Thanks, Doc.
There you go.
Sorry,
that
sir.
Poor guy went to medical school to deal with us.
We can't treat that. No, we can. We're just not going to because it's terrifying.
Yeah, that's that ain't good. Yeah, we got some fun stuff to talk in the final hour of the show, which will be the next hour of the show. We're gonna hit the ACC breakdown, which we've done for most. I think we haven't done the Big 12 yet, but we'll get into that before college football starts. Don't worry.
Before we leave this, the Justin Herbert in a walking boot a month after plantar fasciitis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's not just blow this off.
No, he's out of the boot now.
I know he's out of the boot, but a month of the plantar fasciitis. I'm going to go ahead on a limb. This is going to bother him all year long.
Okay.
He is going to miss more time with this.
I think Justin Herbert is underrated as a tough guy. Like, because he's got blonde hair and he looks like he's California soft. That dude has played through some. Like, I think he'll tough it out.
Soft. I'm telling you that a month used to plantar fasciitis back 25 years ago was the catch-all before there was rest days in the NBA, Pop and the Spurs used plantar fasciitis as the excuse because it's really hard to define. It's sore feet. Your plantar fascia is inflamed. That was the way you got out because it was really hard to diagnose. Like, what's wrong? My feet hurt. Well, it's plantar fasciitis. Now, with an understanding of how this is this insidious thing, man, this is the most underreported injury, I think, in the NFL right now. If I'm a Chargers fan and my quarterback's been out all of training camp in a boot because of plantar fasciitis, man, it seems awfully protective for something that should be kind of a minor, put in some insoles and carry on kind of an injury.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're playing it safe.
Very safe.
Which they've got to. He's the good player on their team.
That's it.
He's their good player. They have to take care of him. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's cause for concern, but I think they're just I think they're really being
let's
extra
just say
cautious.
Dak Prescott just spent a month in a walking boot, not because of some discernible injury, but from plantar fasciitis. I mean, where you go, what?
Are you not way more concerned that Dak ever wears a walking boot 4 years after surgery?
We talk about him wearing it on a boat. Can you imagine he hadn't practiced or done anything for a month? And you go, it shouldn't be a worry. It shouldn't be a worry. He hadn't been able to get out of a boot in a month.
People feel bad for Dr. Garrett. I think he loves doing our show. I think he loves it. We ask him questions that maybe some other people wouldn't.
Now, Dr. Garrett travels in different circles than guys like us. He works with highly fit, highly motivated individuals every day.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying we're the common man. We bring him back to the regular dude that
I'm highly
that
motivated.
Has corn toes and blisters from a long walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't have any corn teeth toes.
No.
But I did get a blister at training camp.
See? I mean, he's back dealing with the common folk.
And I was in a walking boot for 3 weeks. So looks like Justin
You
Herbert
did
and
that
I.
just because you like the way it looked.
That's true. Yeah. Get the ladies. All right. Hour number 4 coming up. We'll look at the ACC on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas, open to the public 7 days a week with a country club feel. It's football season, so book your tee times early at golfclubtexas.com and stick around and watch the games. Make Golf Club of Texas your football headquarters where you can watch every game. They'll even stay open until the end of every NFL game, including Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Get into the Tin Cup Bar at the Golf Club of Texas, Highway 90 at Briggs Ranch Road. Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
We're here to tell you about Listing Spark, a new way to sell your San Antonio area home. Listing Spark uses superior technology and customer service to sell your home faster at a fraction of the cost of an old school real estate brokerage. For a low flat fee, the Listing Spark team finds your perfect list price, takes high quality photos, delivers a yard sign and a showing lockbox, lists your property on the local MLS, markets it to all major real estate websites, handles buyer inquiries, and coordinates showings. You can view buyer offers through Listing Spark's portal that accept, reject, or counteroffer with just a few clicks. You only pay a small $395 fee to get started, then only $2,600 only if your property sells, and you can cancel anytime. Save tens of thousands of dollars in commissions. Isn't this the way selling a house should be? Get started today by calling 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Sell your home the smart way.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Vanguard is 100% client-owned, serving over 50 million investors every day. Whether you're planning for retirement, putting your kids through college, or saving up for your next adventure, Vanguard can help you set personalized investment goals. All investing is subject to risk. Vanguard is owned by its funds, which are owned by Vanguard's fund shareholder clients. Copyright 2024, The Vanguard Group, Inc., all rights reserved, Vanguard Marketing Corporation Distributor.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend, watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
There was a fire at the Cowboys Hotel in Oxnard. A statement from the Dallas Cowboys read the fire emergency is one of the guest rooms at the team's hotel. The emergency was contained to one room that was empty at the time. Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones spoke yesterday regarding CeeDee Lamb. He said promising talks continue, that he believes they will come together. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sport fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Rob and AJ on a hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah. It's almost college football time. Almost.
2.5 days away?
2.5 days away. And the first big game features a team from the Atlantic Coast Conference, also known as the ACC. Florida State and Georgia Tech go at it too. That's the big matchup of week 0. The ACC as a conference is new look. 17 teams in the conference, which is a weird number, which obviously means there's a lot of quirky schedule situations in the ACC. There's no longer like this division and this division. It's a rotation.
So we got Stanford.
Yep. Stanford joins. Cal joins.
SMU.
Yep.
Random. This is going to be.
This is one of those
where every week feels like a strange, lesser quality bowl game when you see SMU and Duke playing each other.
Yeah, and I forgot SMU plays in week 0 as well. So 3 ACC teams in action to start the season. SMU playing Nevada in week 0, but it seems like to me, at least in my opinion, of the teams that are transferring in, so to speak, Cal, SMU, and Stanford, that SMU might be the best position to have early success, which seems odd, but they were certainly the best of those 3 teams a year ago.
And they certainly have probably the quickest avenue to success.
I think so.
You know what I mean? Because they do have a very rich Texas high school programs to kind of recruit from, especially those that, probably didn't get a Big 12 offer and didn't get an SEC offer and still want to play relatively fun big-time college football. This is a good place to go because the fact of the matter is this is a weak football conference.
It really is.
I mean, this is as weak as any of the group of fives out there.
Not only is it weak, Rob,
total.
it's also top heavy.
Yeah, so you got
it's a weak top, but it's still top heavy. That tells you it's overall a generally bad conference. Florida State's the favorite to win the ACC title at plus 290. So they're about 3-1. Clemson plus 350. Miami 4-1. NC State plus 650. Louisville plus 750. Everybody else is greater than 10-1. Virginia Tech is 10-1, SMU 11-1, and then there's a huge jump to North Carolina 30-1, Syracuse 45, Georgia Tech is 75-1, Cal is 90-1, and then the bottom 6, Pitt and Boston College are 150-1, Wake Forest and Virginia, and Duke are all 200-1. Stanford is 400-1 to win the conference. 400-1. You bet $10, you win 4,000 if Stanford wins the ACC. They won't, but you could.
If you were recruited and Stanford recruited you to play football.
Yeah.
And, Stanford. But you knew that you were going to spend how many hours of your semester on a freaking plane?
Yeah.
I mean, road games, that's a 6-hour flight.
Yeah.
To and from, and you're doing that every week. It is going to be a detriment to Stanford, not so much to SMU, but I do see a world, and it's not that far away, where Florida State finally gets out. Florida State wants out so bad.
Clemson too.
I think Clemson's on a different path because that's a program that is kind of, I think, on the wane. I think once Dabo leaves,
those two have paired up in a way that they're like they've got their co-lawyers fighting together.
And because they're trying to get out of the ACC, and there's this rights deal that they've tied into that if they leave, they have to pay this massive buyout to get out that they're trying to get around because the TV coverage has changed. Whether they can or can't immediately, we'll wait and see. But I know Florida State at some point is getting out. They feel left out and left behind by both the Big Ten and the SEC. I can see a world very soon where the ACC is dominated by teams like Pitt and SMU and Stanford, where the bell cow teams are the newbies. They have, to me, SMU has the best avenue for rapid growth of any of the shifted teams in the country. Because they're playing they're alone in Texas. If you want to play in the ACC and you don't want to go home, you can stay in Dallas and spend 6 games a year playing Florida State and Clemson and getting that TV stuff, and you got to go nowhere. And you don't even have to play against the talent like the Big 12 and the SEC have. I think SMU, not this year, and maybe not immediately, but in the next 4 years.
Well, once Florida State and Clemson are out of the way, that thing's wide open.
I believe that. And Clemson, on the other hand, no matter what they do, they're doomed.
Oh, really?
If they stay, I think they're going to be a thing of the past. And if they go, they're going to end up kind of like Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, good team, but always forgotten about. Oh, yeah, Clemson. No Dabo. Remember, Dabo's gone. So whoever replaces him, they'll end up in the SEC, a forgotten quadrant. They'll end up in the Big Ten, a forgotten kind of a team. I think Clemson would do themselves a tremendous favor. Just, you know what? We're going to back out. We're going to stay where we are.
Well, I will say this. Clemson, to me, when they're in the post-Dabo era, that may be when they find some success again, because I do think that Dabo right now is probably holding them back more than he's helping them.
Okay, imagine a successful Clemson in what conference, if not the ACC? They land
the Big 12.
In the Big 12, Clemson, they feel like, again, West Virginia or Missouri, kind of lost. Okay, Clemson.
Yeah, I don't know what the fit is. I'm sure they want to be in the SEC.
They feel like they deserve it. I'm not sure they should go.
Yeah, I don't know that it's a wise move. I don't know if it's a wise move for Florida State. But again, these moves aren't based like Florida State and Clemson don't want out of the ACC because of the quality of football. They want out of the ACC because they want to make more money. And it makes sense. Those two and Miami. Miami would be the one other brand that could.
Exactly. Miami's the old head as the ACC, even though they're not an OG ACC.
Yeah, they were Big East for a long time.
I think that the new coach, the new situation, they're the immediate beneficiaries of this. I would say in the next 2 years, I think that they're going to be pulling guys that they didn't used to get, because the road is going to be easier into the playoff out of the ACC than any other conference, because you're like you just said.
I think the Big 12's in that discussion too.
Yeah, maybe, but the Big 12, there's so many variances from one year to the next. Right now, there are 3 teams in the ACC that are worth competing, and you figure 2 of them will fall ass backwards into the tournament just because they're in the ACC and they're going to get 8 wins because they're playing North Carolina State, and they're beating easy teams. Virginia Tech, Miami, and Florida State right now are licking their chops. They're going 2 of those teams can already punch their ticket into the tournament.
Florida State's win total is 10. If they get that, they're in the tournament.
Easy.
I mean, Clemson's is 9.5. SMU's is 9.5. Miami's is 9.5. Louisville's is 9. Everybody else is North Carolina's got almost a 9. They're 8.5, heavily juiced to the over. So that's the teams that have a realistic chance. But you're right, 2 of those teams are going to make the playoff more than likely.
Top to bottom, Big 12, SEC, or ACC as far as quality of football.
For me, it's ACC.
You still think they got a higher quality because Florida State brings them up?
The talent at Florida State and Clemson is so much better than the talent that's ever going to be at
like Tech and
Oklahoma State and Utah. Utah's projected to win the Big 12, so when you see these playoff projections, they all have Utah as the 4 seed,
right?
Because the Power 4 conferences all get the top 4 seeds. Utah is projected to be the representative, and I don't think Utah's all that good. So, to me, when you say top to bottom, I have to go with the ACC, even though the bottom at the ACC is so bad. I mean, Duke and Stanford right now are Duke without Mike Elko. This is it's a joke program right now again, which it's been in the past. But they lost so many players.
Manny Diaz is there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And Malik Murphy, former Texas quarterback, he won the starting job. But Duke's projected to win 1.5. That's their number for ACC wins is 1.5. Will they win 2 ACC games? Wake Forest they're always bad at football. Pitt is in a pretty dark place as a program. Virginia, remember when Virginia Tech was like a powerful program?
Well, that's when Frank Beamer was still there.
They haven't been good in a while. Mac Brown at North Carolina, the only time North Carolina is ever relevant is when Mac is there, but even he's fighting an uphill battle now.
Well, as long as he's got a quarterback, Mac will be competitive. But North Carolina will never focus on football. It will always be a secondary citizen, and that's kind of like that for most of the ACC, except for the teams we just talked
about. And the ACC and the Big 12 will consistently be better basketball conferences than football conferences.
You know, you put ACC in football, I'll put the Big 12 in basketball better than the ACC.
Oh, yeah, certainly. The Big 12 is the best basketball conference, and the Big East is the only conference that has a say-so to be in the discussion with them. But I'm saying ACC basketball compared to football is going to be more competitive. Yeah, I think Florida State, if they get even decent quarterback play, then they're the team to beat in this conference. Clemson is always going to be interesting, but I think Clemson has turned into Texas A&M. I think Dabo is Jimbo Fisher, and I think that he is so reluctant to change that he is going to continue to fall behind until they say we got to make a change. And the difference between Clemson and A&M is A&M's got, I don't want to say unlimited assets, but they got plenty of assets.
Yes.
Clemson doesn't have that. But I'm going to go with Florida State winning this thing. And a lot of it's going to boil down to, is DJ Uiagalelei is he going to turn into what he was supposed to be at Clemson? And now as when we got a redshirt senior, if you're ever going to figure it out, now's the time. And DJU was one of those guys who always had the tools in his bag to be great. He just hasn't done it. He got away from Clemson and he instantly looked a lot better. I think now you get down to Florida State and Mike Norvell gets his hands on you. I think maybe we'll see the best DJ Uiagalelei that we've seen. But if they get that out of him, if they get even close to what they got out of Jordan Travis a year ago, this team is just built to.
I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Now, the perception. Now, remember what happened last year? Florida State, were they undefeated?
They were undefeated, got left out.
Lost their quarterback, and the rest of the country said, well, without him, it's care. ACC. The quality of football ain't there. You don't get to go. So, obviously, there is a national bias against ACC football. Yeah. Obviously. No other team would have had that happen to them. Only Florida State would have had that happen to them, where they don't get invited because of an injured play. If McCarthy was hurt with Michigan, they'd have still gone. Yeah. So there is the question of the national bias against the ACC, because I've seen some pundits go, there's 2, maybe 3 teams in the playoff here. I've seen others go, look what happened to Florida State. They were 14-0. They lost the quarterback. They don't even get to go to the playoff. So the perception might be only one team coming out of the ACC. And if that's the case, I can see why I want out if I'm Florida State. And if that occurs with Miami, who should have it up here and certainly going to be an entertaining team, you can see why teams want to get out of the ACC, because the perception is you just don't play good enough football.
And it's also what I think hurts the ACC when it comes to getting bids is, even though Notre Dame is not an ACC member,
that's the next thing.
They play an ACC schedule, a lot of an ACC schedule, so they poach wins from the ACC. And if there's a coin flip on this team makes the playoff or this team, and one of the 2 teams is Notre Dame's going to win the coin flip. They're going to put Notre Dame. They're always going to get the benefit of the doubt with this 12-team playoff.
So if you were the ACC and you got Notre Dame involved in everything but football, right? They're doing basketball and all the other sports. And I'm Florida State and Clemson. I'm doing more to get Notre Dame in than I am trying to get out.
But Notre Dame doesn't want to be in.
I agree, but
because Notre Dame's their money's right.
That's what I'm saying. And the thing about this, the problem, if you add Notre Dame to Florida State, Miami, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, kind of, but not really. But if you can offer a conference with 4 teams every year that are going to be legitimate national title contenders, you're in pretty good shape.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of the highlight of what every one of these conferences pull 18 to get 4, basically. Yeah. I think the ACC is not that far away, but to get there, teams like Florida State and Clemson and those that are in the front might have to sacrifice a little bit of money to get Notre Dame in the building, maybe get them close to what they're getting with that NBC deal. That is kind of getting smaller now that NBC has other football. I think it might behoove them. Don't try to leave. Do everything you can to get Notre Dame to come in, and suddenly Your conference is aligned, not team for team with the SEC and Big Ten, but as far as quality, top 4 or 5, you're right there.
Well, and also if Florida State and Clemson want to leave because they don't like their TV deal, bringing in Notre Dame would open the door to network to renegotiate that deal. Like, hey, we want to renegotiate our deal. The TV network says, no, we don't want that. And we say, okay, well, what if we add Notre Dame? Will you renegotiate then? The answer is yes. And now if you can get those, and I don't know what Notre Dame's contract situation's like with NBC, but if that were to happen, then then the ACC suddenly is you add Notre Dame to the ACC as a full-time member, you've got a respectable football conference. Right now, it's better than the Big 12, but not by much. It's still, there's the Big 2, the next 2, right, and then the G5. But the gap between, to me, the gap between the SEC and Big 10 down to the Big 12 and ACC is probably wider than the gap from Big 12 and ACC down to Conference USA.
Exactly.
Which is sad to think about, but I think that's the reality of it. All right. When we come back, we will we'll get into some non-sport stuff that I've got for the day, including someone letting a prisoner go that probably should not be on the loose. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we try to interpret what Jerry Jones means when it comes to CD Lamb, Dak Prescott, etc., etc. RJ Ochoa may know a thing or two.
Yeah, we'll have RJ go through the word salad from Jerry Jones yesterday talking about these contracts as the Cowboys do get ready for the final preseason game and their final day in Oxnard. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 3. After wrapping training camp at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys take on the Los Angeles Chargers at Jerry World in Arlington for their final preseason game. Pre-game starts at 2 p.m. Presented by AA Best Bell Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Hansen, a former CIA officer. In these uncertain times, with rising geopolitical tensions and skyrocketing inflation, protecting your financial future is crucial. That's why I trust Advantage Gold for all my precious metal investments. They're the only company I buy from, period. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 for a 100% free gold guide to see exactly how gold can safeguard your wealth. Again, call 800-900-8000 today.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance maker. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement
retirement income with almost half the money saved. You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SLASH to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SLASH to 321-321. That's SLASH to 321-321.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Boy, feels good. We're rolling right through this this Wednesday.
We are well past midweek, baby.
Yeah, sir. Some non-sports news, which we've kind of started doing in this particular segment. Kenya's on my list of places I'll never go in my whole life.
Kinshasa, Kenya would be an interesting place to be.
No, I'll never go, and here's a good reason why. Police had a man in custody who had confessed to some crimes. Big trouble. He escaped from police custody. This guy's name is Jumaski Kalusha. He confessed to killing and dismembering 42 women.
Wow. And he got away.
You kill and dismember 42 women in the U.S.?
Oh, man.
Oh, you ain't going nowhere, Bubba.
Like, you get a TV series.
Now, maybe in the 70s, you could.
Special.
Maybe in the 70s, you could get away. Now you'd be like Hannibal Lecter down in one of those plastic rooms. Like you'd never find your way out of it. I always laugh that Ted Bundy escaped prison like 3 times. It's like, dude, how are you guys letting this happen? Like one time he jumped out of a window.
I mean, he lost a bunch of weight. And slid through
right. Yeah, he crawled up through the air conditioning vent, which it's
yeah.
Yeah, now they put you in like a you'll be like the boy in the bubble. Like
there's no way.
You ain't going nowhere. 42 women, and they let this dude escape. Now they say, oh, the police inspector general said disciplinary measures have been taken against 8 officers who were on duty when he got away. Well,
did he get help?
That's of course that's the excuse, is we think there maybe have been some help on the inside. This dude's 33 years old.
He's been busy.
Yeah. The court allowed detectives 7 days to investigate his crimes before charging him. He was arrested in July after 10 bodies and several body parts were found wrapped in plastic sacks. He confessed to killing 42 women, including his wife. It's like, I don't know what world this guy wouldn't be like so tied up that he could go nowhere. And they let him go.
I'm just glad that we've, we've sent the idea of serial killers around the world.
Elsewhere.
It's not just an American thing. We've exported
that's
some of the good things about our
one
country.
of our great exports is serial killers.
Yeah, so at least he's, living up to our model of a greatness. And maybe he's coming here. Our borders are wide open. He could already be here.
They're not sending their best.
Well, they are. This is their best serial killer.
He is.
I don't think there's a better one in all of Kenya. Which, by the way,
why don't you send us your distance runners, not the serial killers?
Kinshasa's the capital of Congo. I'm sorry.
Nairobi.
Nairobi's the capital of Kenya.
Yeah, that was really racist for you to say that.
I was wrong on my geography there.
I guess how Americans, when we're cheap, and they're like the women here are like, I want a mommy makeover, but I don't want to pay American surgeon prices, so they go to Mexico to get it done. Apparently, in Britain, when you want cosmetic surgery,
I know this. They go to Turkey.
You go to Turkey. Yeah. Well, this 38-year-old British woman, Cadell Brown, I think she's related. She's of your people, Vic.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I think we're a distant relative. Yeah. She paid £5,400 to travel to Istanbul for a mommy makeover, which is an all-in-one operation that involves getting a Brazilian butt lift, a tummy tuck, and a boob job all in one day.
Well, that's a busy afternoon.
Yes. Well, Cadell, hours later, her sister is the one who went with her. She went in at 9:30. And a couple hours later, they came out and they said, there's complications with the surgery. Things can happen. And the sister said, did my sister die? And he said, I'm sorry, but yeah.
That's the biggest complication of all, really.
What?
They gave her an envelope, said, here's your money back, here's your sister's money back, and here's your flight. It's like, sorry, she's dead. Here's your plane ticket.
Do I get my sister?
They also didn't give her access to the body immediately. And when the body was finally returned to the UK, a coroner discovered that it was missing the brain, lungs, and heart.
Oh, no. They harvested it.
They harvested her.
God.
What?
Now, the clinic said,
oh, man,
we didn't keep any of those organs. You guys, we handed the body over untouched to the coroner in Turkey. And what they did with it, I don't know. They may have removed some parts while trying to determine how she died, but we didn't do it. So, listen, guys, don't go cheap on plastic surgery. If you're doing this, like it's a big deal.
Took her brain? Why?
It turns out the surgeon was a dude from Kenya who had escaped. He wasn't a real doctor. He was there. He was just all he wanted to do was kill her and dismember her.
Well, we gave her all back, but it was lunch.
Yeah,
so we had to get something to eat.
Another man who's gone to jail. This is a sad story. I feel bad. I'm a supporter of small business, particularly restaurants. And there's a small business in Miami Springs called Roman's Pizzeria. And this 55-year-old dude in Miami Springs, Florida, has come up with a scheme. He goes to the hotels in Miami Springs and gives fake flyers, pretending to be a well-known pizza parlor. Like he basically says, Roman's Pizza makes good pizzas, but he's like, he puts up Roman's Pizza, and then he put his phone number at the bottom instead of the actual pizza places.
Got it. Okay.
So he's basically defrauding tourists. They call, they order a pizza, he gets their credit card info, and then he goes and hands them a pizza and walks away. And he's putting like, some of the pizzas are just like dough with no toppings. Sometimes it's a frozen pizza that's not cooked. And he doesn't care because he's got the money and he's gone. Well, they finally caught up to him, and of course, the real people who are suffering from this is the real pizza place. But now this guy's been busted with fraud. They've got Better Business Bureau complaints. It's like a big deal because now the real business is suffering all the consequences of this scammer. But he is caught and he is in jail. And finally, a man in San Francisco has been charged with breaking into an FBI vehicle and stealing thousands of dollars in government equipment, including flashbang grenades and ballistic vests. And I'll give you one guess what he did with those things. He traded them for drugs.
Of course.
That's what do you do when you like? I don't know. If I were a meth dealer, I'm not sure I would take, flashbang grenades as payment. Like I'm.
Well, where else are you going to get a good flashbang? You know what I mean?
Well, how many?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Right, like 2, 3, like a case.
On August 7th, an FBI special agent discovered that a government issue Ford F-150 had been broken into. There were a dozen pieces of equipment, multiple types of saws and surveillance equipment, a torch kit, a gas deployment gun, which I guess that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Like I'm going to spray gas on you guys, like shoot a tear gas grenade into a crowd. A camouflage ballistic vest with ballistic plates with FBI markings.
Those are handy.
And a box of flashbang grenades and a defibrillator. We're all missing.
The defib too. All right.
Yeah, you never know.
I think it's a pretty good deal.
A review of surveillance footage showed Acosta Alvarez riding by the truck on a bicycle, got off the bike, committed the burglary, and then rode off with the stolen. Like, think about all that stuff I just said. He rode with all that on his bike to his hotel less than a quarter mile away. A little on in the afternoon, while the San Francisco PD officers were at the hotel speaking with the manager, the guy just walked out into the lobby and was like, damn. A search of his room revealed that the bicycle, as well as the stolen items, were in the room. Among them, 23 flashbang grenades and a defibrillator. However, still missing was the gas gun and the ballistic vest. The value of those two items was about $1,500. They said, where are these two items? And he said, yeah, those are the two items I traded. And they said, okay, well, what'd you trade them for? $20 worth of crystal meth.
What?
That's
$20 for a tear gas grenade launcher.
Jeez.
I would have gotten at least $60 worth of meth for that. At least, and I wouldn't have even given up the vest.
Man, that guy.
I would have kept the vest and like.
You think he was addicted or something?
I don't know.
In withdrawal or something.
Which also, I thought in California, you're allowed to steal up to a certain dollar amount.
Up to 900, I think.
Is that the cutoff? 1,500 is too much?
Yeah.
That sucks. I would have left the vest behind. Or the defibrillator. What are you going to do with that, really?
Well, I mean, I think of all the
Use
things.
it when you overdose yourself on meth?
You got to shock yourself back into, or you just play with friends.
That's true.
I would have kept the vest. Because
it says FBI on it.
Useful. I could have used that above and beyond the flashbang.
That's probably. I like to imagine that's how they would have caught him. Like when he walked into the hotel lobby wearing the vest and just like his regular clothes, just with an FBI vest.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, you're the guy we're looking for, I think.
Yeah, you're the
me?
You're the tweaked out meth FBI dude we've been waiting.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't got no grenade launchers. All right. When we come back, it's time for the daily lines. We'll see how we can make some money today. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate.
not a rate based on Terry who keeps, and makes the car behind them. Oh no, they're about to. Save with DriveWise and the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. When you apply to University of Maryland Global Campus by August 29th, you'll pay no application fee. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Get your app fee waived through August 29th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
We're here to tell you about Listing Spark, a new way to sell your San Antonio area home. Listing Spark uses superior technology and customer service to sell your home faster at a fraction of the cost of an old school real estate brokerage. For a low flat fee, the Listing Spark team finds your perfect list price, takes high quality photos, delivers a yard sign and a showing lockbox, lists your property on the local MLS, markets it to all major real estate websites, handles buyer inquiries, and coordinates showings. You can view buyer offers through Listing Spark's portal, then accept, reject, or counteroffer with just a few clicks. You only pay a small $395 fee to get started, then only $2,600 only if your property sells, and you can cancel anytime. Save tens of thousands of dollars in commissions. Isn't this the way selling a house should be? Get started today by calling 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Sell your home the smart way.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Head to Mattress Firm's best sale of the year, the Labor Day sale. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What are your self-care non-negotiables? The things you know make you feel better, even when it's impossible to take time for them. Like that workout you try to squeeze in between kids' activities, work, and everything else you have going on. And before you know it, it gets pushed to tomorrow. Sound familiar? But it's the moments when you feel like you have no time for yourself, when those non-negotiables are more important than ever. Those are the things that keep you strong, healthy, motivated, and prepared to take on everything life demands of you. So why not make therapy one of them? BetterHelp Online Therapy makes it easy to get started. With affordable phone, video, or live chat sessions you can do from anywhere, and the option to message your therapist between sessions if anything comes up. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/remedy today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/remedy.
Hey, this is Greeny. We'll tackle the NFL and dive into the NBA today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's get wild. Say it one more time, Vic.
Let's go. Go.
That's right. Let's get wild. Morning Huddle 94.1. We wrap up a Wednesday. The last segment made me realize that we live in a sad world.
Come on, cheer up, AJ. We live in a happy world.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
look
guy
over
running.
there.
There's a guy running. A guy who admitted to killing and dismembering 42 women
And he
is
is
running
free
around.
to continue his life's work right now. He is
It's
carrying
probably up
on
to
what he had
46 by now.
Maybe if he's working hard.
Well, I guess that's not our problem.
Not mine for sure.
That's Kenya's problem.
Yep.
So while the third world faces their troubles, we'll just
carry on.
Bet on sports, and we'll take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's start in the ladies basketball league, where, by the way, the Liberty won by 20 points yesterday.
Thank
25
God.
points. I think they didn't care. Sabrina Ionescu didn't even play. She's like one of the best players, didn't even play, and they still stomped a hole in that ass.
I'd like to thank them for that. I needed them. With the absence of the ladies, my account
You've been
shrank.
draining. Well, we got a couple. We got one good one and one really bad one tonight.
Yeah.
Phoenix Mercury is at the Atlanta Dream. The Phoenix Mercury -2.5 at the Dream. That sounds like a bad game. I'm not interested in that one. I am a little interested in the late matchup. I like to call it the nightcap. The Las Vegas Aces, 6.5-point favorites, hosting the Minnesota Lynx. Rob, we riding the Aces or the?
I'll tell you, Vegas is. I mean, Becky Hammon's been under some fire lately.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Minnesota's the third best team in the league by just about every measure.
6.5. Can I interest you?
I'm interested.
Okay. It's a road trip though.
I know.
I think the Aces are tough to beat in their house.
You know, I'm interested, but I ain't going to go there. The reason the Aces always Becky Hammon gets her team up, they win big games like this.
They do. And they win at home. And maybe Becky's going to be pissed off. Maybe she's going to be angry. Not angry enough to butcher 42 women.
I hope nobody on her team's pregnant. That's all I can say.
Oh, yeah, that'd be bad. Although I think she gives them all the respect when they're pregnant, treats them right, treats them special.
So she says.
From what I've heard. Major League Baseball. Let's jump into this. Something terrible's happened, by the way. The Nationals have pushed our special day back.
I know.
One day. So we got Patrick Corbin Day is delayed one day till tomorrow. But the good news is that means something might be wrong with Patrick Corbin. Which
that's not good news.
Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's nothing wrong enough that he'll have to miss time,
but actually fix the problem and start winning.
But the fact that he's delayed one day makes me think, oh, maybe they're worried about him. But he'll be on tomorrow's docket. For today, however, Tanner Gordon and the Rockies go against Mitchell Parker of the Nationals. The Nationals are -155 favorites. We might actually get on Patrick Corbin Day tomorrow. We might get Patrick Corbin as a favorite. That's a real possibility. Now, the Rockies are dreadful, but that's possible, Rod.
Simmer down. They don't know what to do if they're favorites. They won't know how to act.
I wouldn't know how to act. I got one win yesterday. I only played one baseball game yesterday, but it was the Baltimore Orioles at the Mets. Came through for us. Dean Kramer got the job done. The Orioles were a slight dog. Well, guess what? The Orioles slight dogs again today. Cole Irvin going for the O's. Sean Manaea for the Mets. The Mets -130.
2 days in a row.
Tend to lean the same way. I kind of like these Orioles. The Red Sox are at the Astros, and this is a special day because it's Welcome Back Justin Verlander Day. Justin Verlander's missed, 7 starts or something like that? He's been out. Hasn't pitched since June 9th.
Boston got some revenge yesterday.
Yeah, got a 6-5 win, a close game. This series has been close games. I'm looking at this, though. Cooper Criswell going for the Red Sox. He's a made-up person. Justin Verlander going for the Astros. He's coming off a long injury delay. The Astros are -150 favorites, but I think I'm looking at the over 8.5 runs. I imagine that Verlander's probably a little shaky and probably doesn't pitch more than 3-4 innings. And after some tight games, maybe the bullpens have been a little taxed lately. I think maybe we see some fireworks.
How would you feel about the over 9?
Ooh, I'd feel less good about that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I.
You got a crumb bum number. I don't like that. Elsewhere in the world of Texas baseball, the Rangers send Andrew Haney to the Hill. They're hosting the Pirates in Domingo Herman. Rangers minus 155.
They got smoked yesterday.
Here we go. Good pitcher, bad team. How much you want it? Garrett Crochet and the White Sox plus 195 at the Giants.
We have worked our way into something that feels nice.
But here's the problem. The Giants are sending their good pitcher to the mound as well. Logan Webb going for the Giants minus 230. But the total in that game is 7.
But I like that. I playing a game against the White Sox is kind of like a good golfer playing a round of golf with me. I tend to rub off on them. They know what they're doing, so they're playing with me, and they're like, I can't believe I'm playing this bad.
You're
I
not
can because you're playing with me.
That happens. That's probably what happens when you play the White Sox.
So I'm taking the White Sox just because it's going to rub off on them Giants.
Maybe so. 2-1. It's a good number.
I like it.
Minnesota Twins send Simeon Woods Richardson to the Hill against the Padres and Matt Waldron. The Padres minus 130. In other Padres news, Rob, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said, I'm making a play. I'm making a play on Jackson Merrill to win Rookie of the Year in the National League. At the time, he was plus 400. There was, at one point this season, Paul Skeens was minus 5,000. Well, now, Paul Skeens is minus 130, and Jackson Merrill is plus 100, even money now. I've got what we call closing line value. The market it's making me feel real good about my bet.
You're in far better position than you were. I will give you a lot of credit, but it just takes one more good outing from Skeens. I feel like, everybody's thinking it might be over, but you figure Skeens got one more good game in him.
We'll
just
see.
One more headline might be enough when the voters go into the poll.
Something we talked about on Monday, when you were faking sick. If Paul Skeens finishes top 2 in Rookie of the Year voting, the Pirates lose a year of arbitration with him.
Oh, that doesn't help my cause.
So if I'm the Pirates, I wouldn't even pitch him again. I'd say you're out for the rest of the season. We're shutting you down, and hope that Shota or somebody else passes him up in the I don't want him to win Rookie of the Year because the Pirates, they're not going to be able to afford him when his time comes up. So you got to maximize your time with Skeens.
I agree. This is not good for him.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are at the Marlins. The Diamondbacks send Jordan Montgomery. He's a minus 160 favorite. Roddery Munoz going for the Marlins, who are absolutely dreadful. Joey Cantillo goes for the Guardians, who are scuffling of late.
Mm-hmm.
The Guardians are. They're plus 160. Nestor Cortez for the Yankees at minus 190. Nick Martinez, sneaky good pitcher on a bad team, going for the Reds against Yadiel Rodriguez and the Blue Jays. I think I like the Reds here with Martinez on the hill at minus 110. So it's a pick'em game. I know they're on the road, but I do like the Reds. That's probably my favorite play of the day. Good pitching matchup in Atlanta. Max Fried goes for the A's. Aaron Nola going for the Phillies. Total 7.5. It's also a pick'em game, minus 110 apiece. Phillies not looking as good as they looked early in the season, but the Braves really kind of in a fight to make the playoffs, which I don't think anybody expected coming into this season that the Braves would be fighting for a playoff spot. The Brewers send Tobias Myers to the mound against Kyle Gibson and the Cardinals. Another pick'em game. We got a bunch of coin flip games today. The Tigers have no idea who's going to pitch for them today, but they're going to the Chicago Cubs. Jameson Taillon going for the Cubbies. Cubs minus 160. The Royals with Michael Lorenzen. They are minus 175 favorites, hosting Johnny Cueto. It's a blast from the past name. Remember when Johnny Cueto was good? Now he pitches randomly for the LA Angels.
He's with the Angels. Okay.
They are plus 145. Angels are probably like, hey, this guy who's a parking lot attendant says he used to pitch for the Reds and was like pretty good. They're like, what's his name? Johnny Cueto. He's looking
him from 2014.
He's looking for a job, like actually playing. And now he's working in the parking lot. He's like taking money at the parking lot. Yeah. Let's bring him in. Let's see what he's got. You're hired, Bubba. You're hired.
We were talking earlier today about Jerkson Profar coming off the street. So,
dude, Jerkson Profar he's having like Jerkson Profar was at one point the top prospect in baseball and was an absolute dud for about 10 years. And then suddenly this year, he's good. It's got to be steroids. I'm certain they're going to pop him for roids.
He went and got a massage with that tennis dude, got a little bit of antibiotic rubbed on his shoulders.
If I were the Rangers, I'd be looking at, because he was a big prospect for the Rangers. I'd be looking at him in San Diego doing all this fine playing and going, you sorry son of a bitch. Why now? Ryan Pepiot goes for the Tampa Bay Rays. They're at Oakland with Mitch Spence on the hill, Tampa minus 130. And we got a real fine pitching matchup in L.A. The Dodgers send Jack Flaherty to the hill. Logan Gilbert goes for the Mariners. Mariners plus 155 with Logan Gilbert going. That might interest me a little too, getting that plus 155 on the M's.
Yeah, that's a lot of offense they're going against.
We did not get a finish in our fight. Torres Finney dominated the fight last night. Did not get a finish. I ended up splitting my bet. I had half of him on him, half on it to win, half on him to win inside the distance. Dana White gave out 4 contracts. That was the one that he didn't give out. He said, Bubba, you got more work to do. But he beat the hell out of this dude. He just could not get the finish. So that's unfortunate. But he'll live to battle another day.
That's a tough way to end your day.
Yeah, not what I was hoping for. Well, Rob, we've worked our asses off, and it's time we get rewarded with a nap.
With a nap?
Maybe some lunch.
We're going to have some lunch. Augie, see you at the barbed wire, maybe. We got a meeting with the suits.
Yes, where I'm probably in trouble.
As always.
Because I'm not going to name names.
Well, you were attached on an email.
Someone in our office.
Get pegged to it.
Someone in our office had some.
Oh, yeah.
Some behavior that is, I don't know. It broke bro code. Let's just say that, right?
Yep.
At best, it broke bro code.
100%.
Okay.
Don't tag somebody passive aggressively.
Don't tag someone's bosses on an email.
Do stuff. Come on.
Can't believe it. All right, boys. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. The Blitz coming up at 2. Give them a listen. Greeny won't be doing his show next. Enjoy that. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with the right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
What is GMTVCC? That's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.